Welcome to FurCast, episode 301.
Woo! Woo! We did it!
Yeah!
Hey, yeah.
This is going to be a mess. Just a warning to everybody. We have like
Booze.
15 people here. Everyone's drinking, even me. And yeah, we've got like a whole party of people. It's a big 301, obviously a huge number, worth celebrating.
Totally.
I know you guys were all pumped for it last week in 300, but you know 301 is the big show. We got tons of decorations, and it's gonna be great. But anyway,
So, a slice of cookie again?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We also have some people out in the lounge. Shout out to everybody in the lounge. Hey, there's
Yo,
lounge people.
lounge
We can't hear
people.
you.
We can't hear them, but they're waving at us anyway.
We need a mic out there.
We do need a mic out there.
That'd be
That's
terrible.
a bad idea.
It would be
I
a
still
bad
want
idea.
them to have control of a PTZ camera in here, so that while they're out there, they can just like zoom
move
in
it
at
around and
different
everything.
things.
That'd be amazing.
So probably what we're going to do is just various people are going to shift in and out throughout the show. We might do some interviews. We might go on a couple of different breaks. We're just going to kind of, whatever, make it a party. So we've got Avlif here. Hi, Av. Kind of has a mic nearby.
Hello.
We're sharing.
You going to do
Sharing's caring.
annoying radio voice the whole time?
I would not do that for you.
Wonderful.
We've got, of course, Pharaoh next to me and Nightclaw's here.
Hi.
He's a goat.
I was waiting for you to bleat. There we go.
Yeah, I'm a
Anyway.
goat.
And we've also got Gnaw in the corner. He's not on camera at the moment.
Meow.
But he's over there meowing. So you guys apparently had some secret thing that you haven't told me what it is that
What,
you...
I don't get an introduction?
Oh, no. Who are you?
I don't know. No one's introduced me.
Why didn't I get to,
Uncle
why didn't I get to
is that you?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're all banned.
That's my fetish. Anyway, no, so you were last on episode 189.
189,
Yep.
February 2015.
Yep.
You've moved studios, so I don't know what cameras to look at.
Oh, that one right there mainly. There's also a little confidence monitor right there.
Oh, okay. I'm not very confident about it, though.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm looking there, then I'm looking away from all of the cameras.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, yeah, so I was last on at episode 189, and still to this day, people come up to me and go, "Hey, I know you from FurCast." And I'm like, cool, I haven't been on in 3 years, so now I can say I've been on recently.
There you go.
We fixed that.
Yeah. We're still not going to say who you are, though.
Oh, have we not done that yet?
We haven't said your name yet, so...
Well,
was once
this
a
is for
fox.
this is OG viewers only.
yeah, OG viewers.
Only original viewers will.
He was once a fox.
And then I got better.
Then he got badgered.
And then I got Samoyeded.
Yeah, you did get better.
Then, oh yeah, he did do insinuated.
I'm like a were-Samoyed, so when it's cloudy out, I become a dog.
But you're still a badger.
I'm still a badger.
To be clear, you're a European badger.
European badger.
European badger.
I'm like the tea and biscuits and curb stomping instead of curb stomping in curb stomping.
What? Anyway.
So all badgers will maul you, but European badgers look like they will give you tea and biscuits and then maul you versus
It's
just...
because of the monocle, isn't it?
I don't have a monocle.
Well, how do you not have a monocle?
I have a top hat and a waistcoat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's acceptable then.
Yeah.
So,
I'm freeze frame, by the way.
I'm Pharaoh. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's been years, man.
I'm drinking for the first time, not really. Well, it's a bitch drink,
I've
though.
never seen you drink, though.
Yeah, I'm just
In the
drinking tonight.
entirety that
Do
I've
you not
known
like
you. It's
my
been
drinks?
since
They're better than those drinks, I feel.
2012
Yeah.
I've known you, and I've never seen you drink.
Yeah.
No, I've seen him. Well, okay,
No, I've seen him drink.
I've seen him drink.
I think
quite
it was
a
on
few.
our
Other
200th
people have seen him
Was it our
drink. I haven't
200th
seen him
episode?
drink.
Oh, we also have another giant cookie for this episode. So we'll bring that up later.
Didn't we already say that? You already said
Yeah, we already said that.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring it
Yeah, you
up.
missed it.
Careful, internet.
Boy, it'd be
Grammy's
great if
drinking
we-
Seagrams and we're off the rails.
Yeah.
One
It'd be
beer.
great if we...
God, I
Organize
just get
this
so
at all.
stressed out. I just come home and I drink a Seagram's.
We were talking about how many Seagrams you'd actually need to drink to actually get drunk. Like,
probably a lot,
To be
yeah.
an alcoholic
Like-
with Seagrams.
30.
But by the
7.
time you've gone through like
You like
15,
pass
I
out
feel
from like overhydration before you pass out from alcohol.
By the time you've like drank a whole bunch of them, you're like already sober.
Exactly. By the time you finish the fifth one, like the first two have already digested through your
Yes,
system.
exactly.
And excreted themselves through your bloodstream. So
Yes.
you're already
So
back to
You're already, yeah. You can't win.
Fizz says by episode 400 he'll be doing Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs.
So anyway, all right,
Jaeger
so you
bombs.
guys had something to
Yes.
talk about. So, yeah.
All right, so well, we know it's your big 301,
Yeah.
and we figured the only way to commemorate that is, well, if
Oh God,
guys
no.
are,
Oh, jeez.
it's just,
Oh, no.
They're TFing.
Oh my God.
They're all different.
Yeah.
well,
They,
we figued, we,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Or Nightclaw.
That's not gonna... I know, it works.
he's just trapped. Can't get around the fursuit head.
Cool. So we have here.
I don't know how to get you out of this now.
That's okay.
So wait, are they all different colors and everything? These T-shirts to say.
This is your small.
Okay. So for those who can't see,
Oh,
they,
Also,
they
the shirt's
got
small.
they got FurCast 301 shirts.
And I have here a large and an extra large.
I'll take the
For-
large.
Maybe you're the large and you're the extra large.
Well, thank you guys.
There you go.
Oh god.
Oh my lord.
So,
The drinks.
Yeah.
to point out what each of them says,
Okay.
mine says I don't get it, because this had to be explained to me because I haven't watched the show in like 100 episodes. I love you.
Okay. So then there's the better blue.
Av is the better blue.
This one says we did
Sorry,
it.
fair.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
you guys are boring. Yours just say we did
We
it.
did it.
How did you
we
not
did
give me the
it.
better blue?
Just to catch everybody up, Nightclaw's still trying to get it off.
Yeah,
the
Nightclaw's still
fursuit
having
head.
trouble. And Nightclaw just says bah. It's blocked by the laptop. There we go.
There you go. Wait. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Look at that! Look at that amazing glitter.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's just spectacular.
Is this glitter gonna like get everywhere? Oh,
No, it's
no,
like
no.
sealed.
Oh, it's like
not.
nice glitter.
Yeah.
Hey, we went all out.
You guys went
I
all-
mean, it's the 301, guys. Like, come on.
Spared no
Yeah.
expense.
Spare no expense.
These were at least $10 a piece in bulk.
We made these at the Hack Lab. so-
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys just made a bunch of. That's
We
awesome.
came up with the idea, and I stood there for like 10 minutes not helping, and was like, "I'm gonna go to bed," and Av just did the rest of the work.
So I'm gonna switch mine, but the shirt that I'm wearing was actually something I was also gonna shout out on the show. So the shirt that I'm wearing now is designed from Werewolf V. He's awesome, and he was part of the roundup. I was gonna like show off all of his stuff. I've linked to like his whole Etsy page.
Rick's asked, "Should I have another drink?" The answer is yes. Drink until
Absolutely.
you can't make more drinks. That's when you know to stop.
It says we have to give you the extra, extra, extra large shirt.
The extra.
You'd be swimming
No,
in it.
I would be swimming.
Is there like a quote server now?
Yeah, there's a quote bot.
Oh, okay. Because I just made it apparently.
It's like nice glitter.
It's like it is though. Like
Is it like a nice STD?
If this guy, yeah, this is like the kind of STD that like you don't mind
I
getting.
ran out of
Like
I really-
chlamydia.
I really didn't want it.
This does not have any glitter.
Yeah, we ran out of the glittery one, so you
I'm
got the
really
thing
sorry,
going.
but I fucked up so many of the shirts that when I got to yours, I didn't have any glitter left.
I like pink.
I'm sorry. I also ran out of blue.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you guys know that I will do a lot of oil changes in this shirt because I never wear white.
You want to change the oil on my bike? It needs that too.
Okay.
Yeah, bring it to my shop.
These
Oh,
just
yeah, you
become
have
like
shop.
our work shirts.
That's what I
Like,
do for all
oh
the
yeah, this is my FurCast. We did it shirt. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna wear this to work on Monday. Just kidding.
The show I work on keeps giving us white shirts, which is completely useless because we only wear black in the
Aren't
studio.
you a cameraman?
Yeah. I can't wear it on the show.
So you can't wear your work shirt at work?
No.
Well, I imagine that white shirts work for like the rest of the crew or whatever.
Hey, I don't give a shit
Oh,
about
okay.
them.
Okay. Anyway,
Hopefully none of them are watching.
I doubt it.
They're like all tuned in.
Yeah, they're like all tuned in. You get fired anyway. So we've got a bunch of other people out in the lounge as well, and I mean, we do have a short
being
roundup.
goated.
So I could do a quick roundup, and then we could kind of I don't know. Do we want to
it.
like do a little bit like a couple news articles, and then we could kind of bring some other people in maybe?
Well, do you want to talk to them about kerfluffle?
Oh yeah. Do you want to do the interview for a couple?
Whatever you want. It's
do
your
that.
show.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hello
Hello
and welcome.
Thanks for joining
Oh, hold
FurCast.
on. I got. Whoa. I hear myself,
Yeah.
but like from across the room.
Do you? Does it sound okay? Oh, there's a volume adjustment below you. It's like right where your crotch is.
Oh hey.
Oh, hey. So, you are Avwoof. You run Kerfluffle.
shit, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
You're Avwoof.
Oh.
So, Kerfluffle is like a semi-irregular, always changing event in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, it started out because we had this this thing in Toronto called Howl, and it's like a monthly dance party, and it's great. Howl is amazing, and it has
Right.
brought having a monthly scheduled thing is amazing because
Yeah.
even if you can't make it this month, you know you can go the next
And
one.
everybody knows that it's a thing and when it is and
Yeah.
can plan for it.
And so it's just an amazing event to come out and meet people. And now you've wandered away, so I don't even know where to look anymore.
He's fixing the camera.
And
naked.
oh, I'll put it back on. Oh, there he is.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there was There was one last year that got canceled because they were having problems with their venue.
Yeah.
And
I remember that venue. It was kind of like
it was very sketchy.
it was it was kind of funny because the theme under construction would have worked because the entire place was under construction constantly.
my favorite part was like past like midnight, they would shut all the lights off and
Yeah.
like lock the door. And if you wanted to come back in, you had to like knock, and it felt like you were going into like some sort of weird crack den or something.
It was like some back alley doorway hall, like with plywood into some just room, basically.
But I love the venue because it had like pool tables and couches, and so I liked that venue, and the security staff was also really cool.
So you decided, in your infinite wisdom, to start your own event with blackjack and hookers.
You know, right? Well, the one got canceled, and we were like, well, we want to have a party, so we just were like, screw it. Yeah. You know, we know. I think it was Na, who's over there hiding off camera, was the DJ, and we had some speakers, and we had a location at the Hack Lab, and we just sort of did it.
You just did a
and
thing.
47 people showed up, which is
for your
pretty
first
sweet,
event,
right? Yeah. And it was like an invite-only kind of thing because we didn't, the space wasn't very large, so we didn't really want to like just have a massive number of people. And it went great. And I was like, hey, this is amazing. And then the next month, Howl was canceled once again. They were basically in between venues.
So you're like, oh, let's do another one.
Let's do another one. And we had this great idea that we would throw a party under a bridge. Like old school, like rave, and we were ready to go. We had a guy with a generator, and we had lights and sound and DJs and maps made up of how to get there.
Yeah.
And the rain didn't let up that day. It just rained all day.
So what happened?
Well, it was soaked. Everything was soaked. We were like, this is a terrible party to have a party there. So
and kerfuffle's over now. So there you go.
Well, it was a couple hours before, and it turns out I know a guy who owns a parkour gym, and which I didn't even know was a thing. Like, so this place has like sprung floors,
right,
and like bars sticking out of the walls, and like boxes to vault over, and like a giant foam pit,
right,
and it's just a super cool space. What are you guys doing?
Watching Pharaoh drink out of a measuring cup.
There's a story behind that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he need to measure how much he's drinking?
No.
Doctor's
No.
orders. I
Long
have to
legs
drink
and
it.
measuring cups go together.
Yeah.
Doctor's
So-
orders, I have to drink it this
So that
much-
one was
this much.
successful.
Yeah, I call this guy who owns the place. I'm like, hey, can we have a party at your, gym in 2 hours?
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
And we'd never even been there before.
Right.
So I didn't even know if it would be appropriate. And he's like, yeah, sure. So I call everybody. I'm like, hey, venue change. It's on the other side of town now. And we get there and like, hey, this is great. And there's kids jumping around everywhere because they don't actually close until 10. And we started setting up. And anyway, and like 85 people or so came. It was
85.
great.
Okay, wait. So how is this just like because you know people on Telegram or because you've run events in the past, or like how do 85 people show up to like your second or third event?
I think after the first one, we made a Telegram chat. And we were like advertising it in the Howl chat, which has
What's the link to it?
t.me/kerfluffle.
I've also got their website, which is kerfluffle.ca.
There it is.
And
It's like we planned this.
yeah, it's almost like we planned.
Weird.
There it is. Chat with us on Telegram. Click to
Wow.
join our group.
There you
Here
go.
we go. You can join our.
So if you're in the Toronto area and you want to join an awesome chat and go to awesome events,
It's
Yeah.
great. So
Not
anyway,
even
the
just the
one that
Toronto
kind of
area.
put us on the map after that was the streetcar one, which was in February.
Yeah, you guys were famous for that one.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, hey, maybe
Cool, because you live streamed the whole thing too.
we did. In fact, we've live streamed every one since then, which is super
Was
cool.
that the first one that actually live streamed?
Yeah, and he's got a video. Do you want to queue up a video?
Yeah, I got a video. It's
I think we
queuing up
played
here.
it on during the show too.
We did, yeah. And so this event you guys were pretty immediately famous for.
So
and
I knew you could charter a streetcar, but I wasn't sure how it would actually work out to throw a party on one, because there's no power. You can't plug into anything. So everything you see there, the lights and the music and the blinking, everything, that's all powered by 12-volt batteries.
really?
Yeah, and a
so you
big
guys
ass
just like
inverter.
showed up with a like pallet of batteries.
Yeah, and you
to-
see the DJ's equipment there. Well, every time the streetcar like accelerated, all the DJ equipment would slide around. It was great. Na was one of the DJs. So Na, I should introduce over here. Once the video's done, we can cut over to
Oh,
him.
here, wave on the main camera right there, the one
Yeah.
right there. There you go. Hey, no,
So,
there we go.
Kerfluffle would not be what it is without Na. He handles all of the DJ selection.
Should there be Kerfluffle?
It would not be a
There
Kerfluffle.
would be Navi.
Just rotate it. It'll autofocus. There we go.
There we go.
Now we
That's
just have a
Na.
Nah camera.
And in a minute we'll have him up here to talk about DJs and music and
Just
stuff.
awkwardly just keep it on him for.
Yeah, we'll just
while,
keep the
while,
camera on
while
Nah.
Av is talking.
If it had a zoom, I would zoom it, but it's a prime, so sorry.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, so Na basically figures out. Oh,
This
here
is
we
like
go.
his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a professional.
This is what he's.
Anyway, so you guys ran the streetcar event. You guys were, I mean, that was all over Twitter. There
Yeah.
were everybody
Well,
posted.
we made sure to drive past like actual parties and
Awesome.
nightclubs in the city. So people there were people in massive lines waiting to get into a club, and then this club basically drives by them. And the streetcar driver that we had was like amazing. I was like, hey, can we go to Young Dundas Square? That's like this sort of like crappy sort of Times Square version of in Toronto. And
Yeah.
I'm like, could we just go there and maybe get some photos? He's like, yeah, no problem. We can just go there and just wait. And I'm like, won't we be blocking traffic? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's great. So we like literally pulled up and just blocked traffic for 10 minutes. And it's like, we're a streetcar. It doesn't matter. And like, because it's, a big spot in the city, there's always tons of people there. And then just everyone was taking photos, like the public.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at this. It was so much fun. And so there were lots of tweets of like, hey, what the hell was that? A streetcar of furries just drove by.
Yeah.
What did I just witness?
Yeah, there was funny. I remember a couple tweets from people, and actually, right now, hold on, let me just go back in the video a little bit. Right at the end of the video, there's the map on the screen for those
Yeah.
who can see the video. So I remember seeing like tweets from people who were like, I don't know what just happened, but I was walking downtown and there were furries on a streetcar. But,
Exactly. And the actual like official TTC, which is our transit account, like replied and we're like, oh, it was a private charter, but everyone thought it was some kind of official thing and that like you could just do this. And in fact, 3 girls at a stop where we were letting people off to go get some like bathroom and snacks just sort of snuck onto the streetcar. And someone was like, hey, Av, those girls aren't supposed to be here. And at first I threw them off. And then I was like, they were like, how do we get in on this? I'm like, all right, get on. So they rode with us for like.
So they were these random people.
Yeah, and they rode
I'm
with
just
us for like.
picturing these 2 girls, like, boyfriends standing on the street, like, confused as to where they just went. And someone's like, oh, yeah, they just got on that streetcar with all those weird mascots. Yeah, like, I guess we're
It
done.
just reminds me of I'm glad you let them on because it just reminds me of the story of AC where we were walking on the streets and these 2 or 3 guys were like, well, what the hell's going on? And meanwhile, this was Sunday, so like you didn't need any registration to get in.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a FurryCon going on at the Westin. He goes, are there more people like you there? And I was like, yeah, just go into the Westin and there's DJs and everything's going crazy. So
Like
they're
in
like,
the
okay.
evening.
And so I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, they probably wouldn't go. Like, I find them later on, like, in the middle of, like, the group. They're like, dude, this is awesome. I can't believe this fucking exists.
I think this is how furries are made.
Yeah.
Those people will be there with tails on or whatever next
year.
Or
Every
full
year.
suits.
Year, yeah.
They'll be back.
So then you guys, so what happened after that? Because there was that 4? I believe the
That was
streetcar?
number 4. So you had 75 people on a streetcar for 3 hours, which was pretty sweet.
So then you guys had an ad for Kerfluffle 5.
Yes, we did. Hey, are you not having enough fun at furry cons and fur walks? Come check out Kerfluffle. It's a semi-monthly party held in Toronto in a variety of crazy places. You may have seen our streetcar party. Whoa, who knew you could throw a party on a streetcar? Like, holy shit. Anyway. Okay, so shout out to Arctic Skywolf for making that video. He does an amazing job.
Yeah, all this stuff is all from his YouTube channel, by the way, which is great. I highly recommend everybody sub to that.
Yeah, so that one was, the problem is in the wintertime, it's hard to do sort of neat places that are like outdoors or whatever, because it's cold. It works with fursuits, but everybody else gets cold. And like the DJ's little fingers
I was
get
so
cold.
warm at Niagara Falls that one year.
No, we weren't. That was terrible.
I was great.
That was so bad.
Were you for sitting at the falls?
Yeah, in the middle of winter during like a negative 20-degree day.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh no.
Perfect.
Actually, that's the only time I've ever worn a sweater under my fursuit. It was like at the falls at like that time of year.
Really?
And it wasn't cold.
Well, to be fair, you've got like ice cold mist water.
Well, that was the second time
His
where
his back literally turned to a sheet of ice. Just from all the mist that was like just gathering on the fur and just freezing like instantly. It was great.
Amazing.
So yeah, so you guys did the
Yeah, so
the
we
roller rink
rented
event.
out this roller rink, which was like somebody suggested it, and I was like, that's a cool
I was gonna say it was
indoor place.
What? I was gonna say I was an ice back, but then I was like, that's a really. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm going in the wrong direction
Don't
with that.
say that.
Arctic
Yeah.
Fox.
Yes, Arctic Fox.
Yeah, so the roller rink has mini golf, and there's the place there.
Yeah, Rinks Entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got also laser tag and these little weird bumper car things that are like, it's sort of like bumper cars, but also you're playing lacrosse, which it's bizarre. Anyway, this one, we had
The
140
national sport
people.
of Canada, by the way.
140.
140. The ticket price
Holy
was
shit.
$48.
Yeah, so
which
that's-
I thought was a bit steep. I mean, that was at cost.
I did not think the attendance was going to be that high. Because
Me
keep
neither.
in mind, that's $40 for one night,
$50.
or $50
Yeah,
for
Canadian,
one.
Canadian.
Can,
so,
$50
you know,
Canadian.
so like
yeah.
20
So it's like $2 for
So
us.
like $3. But yeah,
And it's
I
not
mean,
even one night. It's like 4 hours.
But
Yeah.
people, like,
Honestly, I would have done it.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
Why didn't you?
I'm glad you say that because people did. They did, and it was amazing. And yeah, look at this. This is weird bumper cars there, and the staff loved us, and everybody just had a blast.
It was a lot of
It was
fun.
a super crazy cool place, and we're definitely gonna go back there.
yeah, it was pretty. It was well put together, and of course, we could like unlock certain events depending on number of people. And I remember there was
Yeah, if we get 150 next year, which I think we'll be able to do, or later on, or whenever we go back there, we'll be able to do the whole place, which there's this bowling and like other stuff. Really, we got the
some
best
really
events.
cool venues though. Like
yeah. And of course, there's laser tag as well at that event, which was
Yeah.
kind of funny. Fursuiters playing laser tag.
did you
was-
have first? Oh
It
my
was so
god!
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh, laser tag was a blast in suit.
Really?
Oh yeah. it
Because
was
you like
so
can't
good.
see anything.
I basically am a laser tag course too, so I had an unfair advantage.
Oh yeah, that's true. Looking at your fursuit, you basically are.
Yeah, I just blend right in at the full suit.
Yeah, just blended right in. But it was fun.
What's
It was-
cool is because we had the place exclusively, you could just laser tag whenever you wanted. There was no lineups. There was no like
Oh my
random
God.
other people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, because it was 140, which is a lot, but not that many when it's spread out across that large of a space.
Yeah.
There was always room. If you wanted to play bumper cars, you didn't have to wait. It was just there. So I think that was great. And from what I heard, everyone really enjoyed it. I think the next one after that was the Toronto Islands, which
Yeah.
was kind of. I'm trying to balance, and part of what I want to talk about here tonight is also like everyone's like, "That's so amazing, you guys in Toronto." You know, really wish we had this in our city. And honestly, like you can do it. There's not much I think you need to do this. This event did not cost very much money. It was free to attend.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just like, for example, for the meal, we did a potluck. And I didn't know. I didn't really know what to expect. Like asking 100 people to bring food. And I was kind of expecting just bags of chips.
Right.
And like, Coke or something. But no, people brought
Fucking
like
geese.
Well, it's like I
look
feel
at this. Look at this. People brought home cooked meals, cookies. Like it was a smorgasbord.
So it almost seems like people kind of, you've sort of set the bar for like what people expect out of an event, and so people like, which is interesting because what I always worry is that if like you're the one who kind of takes care of everything, you kind of become the guy that definitely really takes care of everything, because it's like if you're paying for it and you're putting the effort in and you're calling all the venues and you're contacting everybody just kind of goes, oh yeah, Ab will take care of it. But it seems like people actually do contribute a lot, which is good, because I've always, I don't know, I kind of worry about that with, you see a lot of people who run stuff like this get very burnt out, I guess is like a good phrase to use. Like
I'm not feeling that myself personally, at least not yet. Just because every time I run one of these, I just am amazed at the response.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you should try this, and like, I'd be honest, most of these ideas are coming from other people who are like, have you thought about this? And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Somebody else
Right.
suggested roller skating, so we found that place. Somebody else suggested potluck, because I was like, previously this event was something that was like a barbecue, and I was like, I really don't want to deal with barbecuing food for 100 people. So
Because someone has to grill the entire time.
this event has been going on the islands for 20 years, so it's like an old school furry event. The guy who used to run it moved away, that's why we took over. But we figured like barbecuing works when there's 20 people, but when there's I think 140 people or 150 or so came to this one. It was, and yeah, it was great because we went to this like theme park, and then we had like a the potluck and just frisbee, and then we went to the
disco?
beach. Yeah, we tried a silent disco, which
So tell us about how that worked out. Because, can you take us through the planning process of this, because there were some big boxes of things that you got that didn't really.
Okay, so first I was like, I wonder if I can get a permit to actually have speakers and sound, which is impossible. Like, it would have cost thousands of dollars, and like, forget it. The city is so up its ass with its bureaucracy.
That's why it's better to ask for forgiveness or get a fine. The fine is sometimes cheaper than actually getting the permit. For some of those things, it actually is. It's like $250 or $500 fine.
I think we'll do
the permit,
that next year.
The permit itself is like $2,000. So it's like...
Do you remember who suggested the silent disco? Maybe it was you. Yeah, that's right. I think you had just experienced one.
I did. Yeah, no, I was at... I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear me. But
I can hear you.
I was at Furry Week in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I think they did that really well. I think all the DJs that were there were really impressed with not just the turnout, but how much they invested in it in terms of time and energy and money. So yeah, no, it was very nice. It was a very great alternative for the main dance.
Yeah.
So you gave up on the permit.
So the way you do a silent disco properly is you hire a bunch of equipment. And there's companies that specialize in this, and you can pay them, and they'll give you like a transmitter and the headsets, and it's all a system, and it all works together. And that's really cool, but it's expensive, like $10 a headset.
Yeah.
For the night, and when you have 140 or whatever people, like you're talking, not a when you're not charging admission,
to drop $1,400 just
alone for headset. So I thought, okay, why don't we'll go with FM radio, and I ordered a bunch of.
They're bleeding back and forth.
I just got rammed by a goat.
Hot.
Go ahead.
No, looking disapprovingly.
I approve of the bleeds.
I cut to that camera because I thought that was the one on Pharaoh, and I just realized that you turned it to not.
Anyway, so we ordered some shitty radios from China, and it's amazing what you can get for $2.50 a unit.
Oh yeah,
Is
it amazing?
It's amazing
Really?
that
Because
it exists
In
and
terms
that
of
it
volume.
turns on and has a screen and comes with a little package. And it's also amazing at how completely garbage it is. So, we sold them to people for basically cost, and a handful of people bought them. And you know what, though? The event wasn't really focused on the DJ disco thing. So, I think people enjoyed it. It was kind of a unique idea. But I think if you want to do a silent disco, you kind of have to do it properly, unless... the radio thing, it just didn't really work. So for next year, we'll probably just do a bunch of speakers because I don't think anyone cares.
Do you want to talk about the controversy with the beach?
Oh, well. Okay. All right.
The beach controversy.
Beach controversy,
Let's see how it is. So,
Hot coffee here.
okay, so historically, the event has always happened on that beach. However, last year there was flooding and the whole beach kind of washed away. And
Shitty beach.
Yeah. The lake was like 4 feet higher than it normally is. So the only remaining part of the beach is the Hanlon's Point clothing optional beach. So when people saw the signs that said that, they were like, I thought this was a PG event. And I'm like, well...
It is.
There's probably nobody on the beach. It's May, it's cold. Usually the beach is empty. But there were a few people who were very clothing optional, and then some of our group actually furries saw the signs. We're like, all right, and they just full Monty,
Poodled.
totally not even.
Oh, not even poodled.
Just totally naked, and I understand that made some people uncomfortable.
I think poodling when you just a hand paws, feet paws, head, and nothing else.
I'm coming next year just to raise that bar. Just to
Just-
raise that bar. I'm coming next year.
Beach party ever.
People just running around butt ass naked.
Nothing but the head in the hand.
So just to
I
keep
don't
going
like
through
that.
the events.
Yeah.
Speaking of poodling, though.
It's a shaved
boy.
event.
Speaking of poodling, nice
here we
segue.
go.
Here we go into the next one.
Yep.
Which was Pride.
Once again, Pride. So turns out one of the locals in Windsor owns this cool British Army truck, Finnegan and Dan, and we were like, I kind of wanted to do Pride because we did Pride last year and it was a super fun thing, but not as like an organized group, and we were like, hey, let's do Pride again, and then. They were like, Finnegan was like, hey, we have this cool truck. You guys should use it as a float. And we were
There's
like, hell
me.
yes.
Hey, I know that goat.
Yeah, there's
Paradox
Nightclaw.
came to this one.
I'll just replay
He
this.
left all his shirts at home, though.
Yeah, we left all of our shirts at home. Sorry, guys, we just forgot them, so that's kind of
We
why.
stole them at the border.
It's a required dress code in the parade.
Oh, yeah.
Paradox did the best transformation though at this event when we were setting up from like business casual, almost like he just walked into this event off the street and didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So by the end of it, he's just like shirtless, covered in streamers with a camera, like 100% involved. It was great,
Yeah.
unintentional but amazing.
It was a fun time. I'm really glad that I went to that one.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
we had 100 people. And you know what? I understand. Pride can be a political issue. Not everyone wants to march. And this isn't an event for everybody. And it was, how long were we actually marching? Maybe an hour and a half?
Yeah, well, the worst part was just setting up for it, which, by the way, for those who can watch the video feed, you can watch Dab on live television.
Oh, yes. That's
Camera crane right there.
the crane cam from
That's CW24, I think?
CP24.
Or CP24. There's him dabbing. There you go.
So we actually had a lot of Americans come up for this one, too. And Nightclub, maybe you can talk about how this Pride compared to some of the other Prides you've been in.
Oh, Toronto's Pride is amazing. Like, just as far as acceptance and the entire city just being involved. Like, I've been to other Pride events that feel like Pride happens and the city just kind of tolerates it or ignores it completely. Toronto, like, the entire city just stops and is part of Pride. It's just amazing.
Like, it blew my mind just walking down the parade when it was like, Microsoft had a fire truck, Google had a fire truck, every like ISP company, like restaurant, everybody had a float. And some people were like, it's because Pride's being commercialized. But it's like, yes, but there's also naked people in this parade. So the fact that this brand is willing to associate with you helps normalize something, which is the point of Pride, is to make it like amazing and fun and accepting and everybody's in on it. But it was like, and even now, you walk down that area and there's like Pride flags in all the windows of businesses, and you go inside businesses and there's Pride flags inside all the businesses. And I'm like, Pride was like a month ago.
Yeah. Toronto is pretty good when it comes to Pride. I live on Queen Street and there's signs everywhere that say Queer Street. It's kind of like this in-joke kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But the thing about the parade is it's a huge tourist thing for Toronto too. I think something like 700 to 1 million people come and watch, and it felt like it when we were walking down.
yeah.
It was like 2, 3, 4 layers worth of people stacked the whole way for the 2.5 kilometers or something. What is that? Like maybe 1.5 miles of parade route.
Yeah, we got a
Thank you for freedom units.
I mean, I rode the subway to downtown to get there, and like even on the subway, like everyone was just super cool, super chill. Everyone thought it was great, and I'm like cross-dressed with a fursuit hat on, and everyone was just like, "Oh, you're so cute. That's amazing. I love it."
I really
Like,
wish
people
CJ
were
went
just
with.
all over it. It was cool.
You guys
really
will have
wish-
to come up for next year.
I wish CJ would have went with his short shorts and like
Oh,
outfit
God.
with the tie and the American
no.
flags.
Yeah. No. Yes. Yes.
So that one was live streamed as well, which was kind of amazing actually that the internet worked
yeah.
in the parade for that long.
That was
And it was
quite
also
great.
filmed in 360 stereoscopic. So if you have a Vive or similar equipment, you can watch it in 3D
In stereoscopic.
360, and it's incredible. It
And have you tried it?
Sorry.
We have a Vive downstairs.
I don't know if I've tried it in 3D, but it feels like you are there.
That's awesome.
And it's on YouTube.
What camera are you using for that?
A Insta 360. I think it's like a $5,000 camera.
Oh God, one of those things.
But I've also got a picture of Nightclaw there on the bus, riding a TCC bus.
Yes.
Next
Yeah.
to most of Booth.
Next to some of Booth. There's the float when we were lining up.
Oh, it
and
rained
there's-
all morning. We were trying to set up in the rain. It was annoying.
Yeah, there's Nightclaw and I there. I got a bunch of pictures that were on my Twitter, but yeah, it was fun.
You need to eat more.
Thanks. Well, there's a picture of us eating, so there you go.
Well, no, you're not actually
He's
eating.
the only one with no food. in
Yeah.
his hands.
Am I really?
Yeah, you're the only one not eating.
Shit. Oh, there's pizza. One slice of pizza. This is my Twitter account, but man, no. That was a fun time. So even more reception from there, and then you just ran an event
Yesterday. Literally last night.
Yeah.
And that was number 8 now. Can you believe it? And that one was I rented out this Pioneer Village. And I got a shout out to Durdog, who basically made this happen. He works for the same company that owns the place, so he was able to get us a really sweet rate. This is usually the type of place you would rent for like a wedding venue.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a different take. Again, we were heading back towards a DJ dance party. So no streetcars or buses or anything weird. Just a cool venue with really neat places to take photos, and then a DJ party. Lights, sound, and actually we had 6 DJs.
And everybody's... wow.
Yeah. And again, Na should talk about DJs and music, and there he is again.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say that was not one of our weirder ones, because I thought, you had all these like random people going around as there was like a seance going on, also on the same venue, like a non-furry.
Yeah, we
There's
weren't-
like a ghost walk in an escape room or something.
So I have a question. So this is like an old-timey village.
Exactly.
Were there actors there?
So in the daytime, if you go there and pay the admission, they have actors who like show you how loom works and blacksmith and tinsmithing and so on. We rented it after that, so the actors were gone, but
gave 'em
basically
company.
it was kind of like, hey, these are old cool buildings. Actually, I made a commercial for that one too. You showed it last week.
Yeah, I showed it last week on the show.
You should show it again.
You should show it again.
You should, yeah.
Is it?
has a
Where
mic
is it?
now.
Where is it?
It's on my YouTube.
It's on your YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to go to your
I'm
YouTube.
sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Such a hassle.
Let's see. I imagine you're Avwoof.
That's me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Let's
Should be
see
the
what we got.
latest
Oh, you got
one
the
there.
furry cruise too. Here we go. Kerfluffle ad.
Oh, hey! Are you looking for more fun between furry cons and fur walks? Come to this month's Kerfluffle. What's Kerfluffle, you say? Only some of the most fun and different parties held in super awesome places.
Random
We've
deer
been
butt.
in a streetcar.
Are you ADRing that?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured.
roller rink, and even in the Pride Parade. That's pretty gay. This time, we're gonna have a gay old time in a pioneer village. Dance the night away like it's 1864. Don't forget to check out our website for more upcoming events. That's www.kerfluffle.ca. You'll nub want to miss this.
Whose deer ass is that?
Yeah, who's dear?
It doesn't matter. It was just there for the pun, and I think it worked beautifully.
And last week, you guys all said it was terrible, and yet here I am.
And can you talk about why we never see his head?
Oh, so that's Lumen, and he forgot his fursuit head at home.
What I want to know is just the process of like, hey, listen, I need you to come over to film this video. I have a pun and I need your ass for this video.
Well, we shot like a good 5 minutes of me talking and him waving his ass, but then we realized later that his head was visible in the whole thing. So, that's why we only were able to use a little bit of it. But yeah, I don't know who remembers their fursuit, but not their fursuit head.
I've done that.
Yeah.
My biggest fear
Okay,
is just
alright.
forgetting like my paws or something.
I went
Not
to
my
a,
head.
I went to a con and forgot my head at home.
Oh.
Terrible.
How? How?
I don't even know.
Like I could
Literally.
see paws. Like that's
called-
my biggest fear. Is like I'm gonna leave my hand paws or something.
I called my mother. I said, Mom, can you go in my room and see if there's a dog head on my bed? And she's like, okay. I hear like her go up the stairs. Yeah, sweetie, there's a dog head. I'm like, okay, just thanks. Okay, bye.
At least you knew where it was.
Yeah, I was like, well, okay, at least it's at home. Yeah, that was terrible.
So
Ruined my
if we
con.
could go back to Na about the DJs and music, because I mean, what would this type of furry dance party
Interviewing
be?
Lou live on FurCast, you know.
Oh dear.
I mean, what would it be without the right music?
Very, very sad, I think. I mean, I don't know. I think from the start, you were talking earlier about how we sort of like got started with this, trying to sort of like fill in the gap that Hal left when they were in between venues. And I think that's something that's worked really, really, really well for the Toronto community in the past, is having dance parties. So yeah, no, I think that's been at the core of some of our most successful events. Like even for Kerfluffle 4 in the streetcar, we still had a bomb ass lineup. I honestly like that's all the DJs that continuously bug me every week, and they're like, "Hey, when's the next kerfluffle? How do I get in on this?" Sending in their demos and their applications and bringing all that energy and all, and putting in all that hard work really, that really makes the parties roll.
That's awesome.
It's amazing, and we have such an amazing stable of DJs too.
We do,
We've got
yeah.
Ronnie, we've got Ace Shep, we've got Calimut.
We have Nevermer, you know, people
Nevermer.
that play at like.
By the way, Nevermer is responsible for all that live streaming, and he brings all this equipment and basically sits there the whole time streaming for everybody.
Yeah, shout out to our AV team,
Yeah.
Nevermer and Wrath and all those people, and
Will.
and Will, yeah,
For
you know.
sure. Will is kind of like the first few kerfluffles where we didn't really have any equipment. He was the one bringing the lights and the sound and the equipment.
Yeah.
And knowing somebody who has that gear handy, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, and you know they sort of like are on the job for the whole thing. I always joke about how the best thing about being a DJ for like a con or whatever event is you go in, you do your hours worth of performance, and then you can leave and you can go do whatever you want. You can have your con still, but our AV staff have to be there all the time. They are constantly on call. They basically miss the party because they're out there, making things happen for us.
I love how Pharaoh's holding the mic. I feel like you need to have like a napkin over your one arm, and you're like holding like a buffet tray.
He's doing a really good job.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let's talk about running an event though, because I mean, we know kerfluffle's awesome and it's fun and everybody should go, definitely, not biased. But like, how do you? And I don't know if it's just because you're an extroverted person. I feel like you're an extroverted person. How do you do all this without getting burned out? I mean, you put so much time, so much effort, so much money into it, your personal money. I mean, even though you charge admission sometimes.
Yeah, kerfluffle, at least not yet, is definitely a money-losing operation at this point.
Right.
Even if the event itself breaks even, I spent a ton of money on things like speakers or like permits or like for the Pride Parade one, I had to get insurance. And I try to offset that by selling sponsor admissions. Thankfully, I have access to this really cool laser cutter, so I can make these cool laser badges, and they take a bit of time to make, but they do bring in money, and people want them, and they're really neat. We have a really talented artist, Laptop Gun, who does all of our badge artwork. So I think having that as an extra revenue stream helps a little bit. But
so, like, do you think that kerfluffle's success is also dependent on the fact that there were prior events that were also reasonably successful?
Yeah, I think it helped a lot to have the Howl crowd, the Howl Toronto crowd, to draw from.
Yeah.
People who were like, hey, I would otherwise be at Howl right now, but hey, Howl's canceled, let's go to this one instead. And I've made sure for all of the kerfluffles to not schedule it in such a way that it conflicts with Howl or other events like cons.
So you're doing the opposite of what our local furs do. we have a lot of local furs who are like, I'm going to schedule my event. So they'll literally intentionally conflict them because they're trying to like compete.
No, but that's not cool.
And it's like, what?
Because you're just going to
You're just going to lose people.
You're going to create like the cliques where the people are, well, I'm going to go to this guy's event. The Village kerfluffle we just had yesterday, I booked that back in March.
Yeah.
Because that's how early you have to book something. I mean, we got it on a Friday. I wanted a Saturday, but the Saturdays were sold out already. So I had to make sure that the calendar was good right up until July, and then there's another one August 18th. And I don't know, would this be a good opportunity to do like a reveal or something? Maybe the art?
Oh yeah, I think that would be a great moment.
Maybe we should reveal Kerfluffle 9.
Since we're talking about dates and future scheduling and everything.
I don't know if I have the art.
I'm gonna send it to you now. It hasn't been released yet. But
I have a GIF of Nightclaw.
Oh, I know that guy too. What do you have? You said a
Bang,
word.
bang.
I couldn't understand what you said though. You have a what of Nightclaw?
A GIF.
A what?
A jife.
I'm sorry.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, like a GIF?
Yeah, like a GIF.
okay,
Yeah,
so
a GIF.
GF.
A GIF? A GIF? Anyway.
Freeze just wants to go back home to his Golden Retriever.
I don't own a golden retriever. Do you want to go scuba diving with me?
Yeah, only if we can use a laser.
Yeah.
Do you have to go to the toilet?
Turlet.
Turlet?
Cool. So the next one, I guess there's the reveal there. I've been teasing it for a little while, but as you can see, it will be on a
Pirate
sailing ship, a pirate ship.
A pirate
And-
ship? Where the hell did you find a pirate ship?
I mean,
eBay.
it's an actual tall ship with sails.
Okay.
It reminds me of that gift that someone posted you from AC. Like as a
Jeff.
pirate.
Which one?
The little like small little video clip. They edited the Pirate Caribbean song, and then you like seagulling like on the.
It's a good video.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Who made that?
Okay, so you still haven't answered the question. Where did you
Sorry.
get the pirate ship?
Well, it turns out
eBay. Like
Amazon Prime Day. It just happened.
it's just outside your apartment.
Amazon.ca.
Amazon.
So-
Okay.
Time at the last kerfluffle, right? So we had to go back and steal the pirate ship.
Oh, okay.
So it turns out that this type of party intersects well with people doing events for things like weddings and corporate parties. So there's a ton of venues and spaces and things that have corporate rates, and like they're intended for a large group of people where you're renting out the whole space.
you're gonna
or the-
party.
or the thing, and it's designed for
Yeah.
a party. They sometimes have a bar. They have a sound system. You know, if you don't have any of those things, you just have to find the venue. The only difficulty is that, you know, you have to pay for it, and as a result, you have to sell tickets, and you have to sell enough tickets to pay for the venue. But there's cheap venues because, you know, not everyone can afford a expensive venue for their wedding, and maybe they only have 40 people or whatever, so they'll have like a church basement that you could probably rent for like $200. Won't have a bar in it though, probably not.
Have we tried doing kerfluffle in a church?
It's on my list.
I feel like that would be a good fit.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, you got we got venues. You can find venues, and especially
Yeah.
any major city. There's always
I think in order to run one of these in your city, it's really helpful to have like a core group of like local furries that will come to your event,
Right.
And will sort of spread it. And if your city doesn't have a big furry population, then maybe that will hurt. But you know, we've had people coming to Kerfluffle from Ohio, from Montreal.
Yeah.
There's somebody coming to the next one from Alaska. Like,
Holy shit.
what?
They're just in the area, I guess.
Well, no, they're literally flying in for the event.
What the hell?
Which is
Welcome to Furries.
Welcome to
right?
furries, yeah. So, I
So-
mean, I feel like
Excuse me, we have someone here from Australia and we have someone here from New Zealand for the show. So I think we're not
that's
one
true.
to fucking talk here.
that's true. That's true. But you mentioned at the beginning that like your first event was technically not only free admission, but it was just kind of at a friend's place. Or no, is that your...
the Hack Lab.
The Hack Lab, which is
Yeah.
like a space that you have control over.
Well, I am a member there, and it's kind of like if you want to use the space and nobody else needs it, then you can just sort of do it.
I feel like that would is
If
a
you've
good way to
got
start.
access to that, you
Yeah.
know, then that really is helpful.
Because like if you're trying to start an event out of nowhere and you're just like, hey, I'm running this thing, here's a website. Whereas like I think the thing that you've got going is a track record. Like you
Now,
have,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, these successful events and people who
I will say something like if you're not on Telegram, like you're doing it wrong, because that is such a great tool for communicating with the local group and with pretty much any furry.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the 319 people in the Kerfluffle Telegram chat, these events wouldn't reach the audience that they're intended to reach. We have a Twitter account too, and we have a website that's just a WordPress template, but it does the job.
works, yeah.
But word of mouth and like people spreading this around, that's what really helps. And I mean, I know like for example in San Francisco, they run an event where they have furries on like one of these trolley buses. And I think if you do something cool, like if your city has like a really cool space or something that makes it unique, it might be the type of place where you could get enough people together to run something like this.
So as I hand freeze frame my MacBook charger, because apparently his battery's dying.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
It was such a good story.
Oh god.
That could have been bad. Toll also is bringing a charger for your laptop there,
here we
Freeze.
go.
Because the battery's almost dead on his laptop. But so I guess the only
I
other
have no
thing
courtesy outlets.
they're right down on the table. They're right there.
To your left, the black one. We're missing it.
I will be honest, at least
See,
at
it
the
blends in
beginning,
so well.
Like I said, like having a bit of money to sort of bankroll a little bit, like these venues, I had to book them months ago. I had to pay a deposit or even sometimes the full price. So it's not going to be accessible to absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
But if you can get like 5 or 10 people and everyone can throw in $50 or $100 towards making something like this happen, I don't think it's impossible. I think that if you just sort of like, the good thing is especially if you rent a venue that's designed for this, you don't have to worry about insurance. Maybe they already have a sound system. Having an amazing DJ is great, but thankfully the furry fandom seems to be oversaturated.
There's a good amount of
with
creative
DJs
people around,
and if you get really like beginner DJs, then they'll have a chance to improve too. We've had DJs on who were DJing for the first time to a crowd, really, and they've shown that they're able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite parts of our last kerfluffle actually was that we had a couple of hours before the main dance where we opened up the floor to sort of try out new DJs come in while people were taking their fursuit pictures and everything. Just come in, try them out, and sort of for them to try out playing to a crowd as well.
It's going to be like a bit of butterflies in your stomach.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I cried the first time I DJ. I was so nervous. But it's great. You do that one time, and then after that, it's the best feeling in the world. So yeah, no, I think some of the best shows we've had have been first timers. It's always a great surprise.
So something I guess want to go over though is like how much of being able to run an event like this has to do with you being you. And I guess what I mean about that though is like there's probably a lot of people who are like, well, I want to run an event like this, or what does it take? Like, does it take the fact that you're willing to lose money? Does it take the fact that you're the guy who has to be the guy to...
I don't think I'm anything special, honestly. I think what I've got is just sort of a desire to make it happen and like ability to get it done. And sometimes you get mired in the details, and it's sometimes as a simple, like for example, the roller rink place. I just called them up and I'm like, hey, what would it take to throw a party at your venue, and would you be okay with people in costumes? And they're like, yeah, we have corporate rates. I'm like, cool, can I come and check out the space? And they were like, sure. And I went and looked at it, and they were like, here are the rates. And I'm like, all right, this could work. Or like the streetcar, they have a charter webpage. You can just go there and look at the price list. And I'm like, can I run a party? And they were like, okay. So
Pro tip, never mention wedding because they'll bump up the price for it.
I believe it.
There's like this really great Vox video about this, but never mention wedding at all. If they say what kind of event, just say it's a party.
I will say having access to people like Na, who is a DJ and also knows DJs, that really helps. Having someone like Will, who has access to sound equipment, and is able to bring it, and even myself, I'm a tech guy, so I know how to hook this stuff up if I need to. That does help a little bit. If you've never like plugged a laptop into a speaker before, you may have a hard time. Unless you get a tech guy. But I think we have a lot of tech people in the furry. So.
It definitely seems like one of those things where you probably want people who kind of have connections. Like you want to have your friends that have connections, and you want to be able to. I don't know. I've noticed that a lot of events, if they're successful, they're cliquey, or if they're not cliquey, the people who run them just can't keep up. That just seems like those seems like the two things that always kills every event.
I mean, I've like I said, I've specifically tried to make these events not cliquey. So again, making sure they don't conflict with other events or cons.
Yeah.
Having a Telegram chat anyone can join. Having the whatever tickets or whatever are available to anyone. You don't need a special code or anything. It's just if you want to go, it's either free or there's a cost depending on the event. It's open to you, and once you get there, maybe people will sort of clump with their friends. But I mean, that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
And like we try to like sort of have group events or like, hey, now we're going to do a big photo shoot. Everyone get in the photo.
Yeah.
That'll help sort of break it up or whatever.
And that also helps the publicity online and everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that it's not so much connections that makes you and the event special. It's also the willingness to make new connections. I think it's really important. We always try to keep the event open and everything, but sort of like the willingness to go out there and ask the questions that need to be asked. You're never gonna like go onto this pirate ship booking site and find a quote for furry party.
Right.
You actually got to call these people. You actually got to go talk to them. I mean, I remember for the roller rink. For the Pioneer Village, you were out there doing scouting, taking people out. You took fursuiters out there. You took the time to talk to the owners of these venues and build those kinds of relationships. And I think that applies both to the venues and to our DJs and our staff and to the attendees as well.
For sure. I think one of the things that people are worried about is like, furries, negative connotations, etc. especially with the places where I'm like booking the venue, they don't care. I mean, they're getting paid for the venue. If you want to wear a fursuit or whatever, like they don't give a shit. But I usually show it to them, and they're like, I show them photos of fursuits, and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool." And our group, I don't know if it's just Toronto furries or the kerfluffle crowd, or maybe it's just furries in general. Like, these are places that are used to dealing with rowdy, like wedding guests, or like maybe like a stag night, or I don't know, what are the not sorority, the other one,
Fraternities.
Yeah, fraternity. Maybe they have a big group and they're like drunk, belligerent. They are like vomiting everywhere, and that just doesn't happen really with furries.
Yeah,
not to that extent.
I've had a lot of hotels tell me that furries are like the least problematic. Like of all the,
It's always amazing when like I'm checking into a hotel at a con. I ask, "How do you think of the furries?" And they love them. And I always ask, "What's the worst group?"
Yeah.
And they always give some answer that you're never expecting. Like the weirdest I've heard is like a math teacher convention. It's like the random shit for like the people that never go out, the ones that never party, the ones that don't know their limits with alcohol.
Right.
They'll get shit faced. They get like all entitled. They think that like they're the generation of the people who think that, oh, it's just a service desk employee. We can, abuse the living hell out of them.
I've heard that the Shriners are like just the best at property damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Shriners?
Yeah, the Shriners apparently can just destroy a hotel.
So I was talking to the Hyatt at MFF. They said, because I was like, oh, who is it? And I was expecting them to say like, an anime con or like a swingers convention or something.
Sure.
They said the bikers convention, like the Harley Davidson biker convention. They said tons of hotel rooms just get destroyed. Like
it just probably
carpet
cranked
ripped
the
up,
rates.
destroyed. Like for whatever reason.
You know that that meme of the American Chopper guy throwing a chair? It's like that, but in a hotel room.
I don't know, man, but hey, they better get their deposit.
So like so far every venue we've been to, I ask afterwards, I'm like, how was it? Was it great? Like any issues, anything I need to know about? And they were all like, no, you guys were amazing. When are you coming back?
Right.
Even the roller rink, the staff that was there handing out the skates or whatever, they were like, this music is really great. Like, what radio station is this? Like, it's not a radio station.
It's not a radio station. It's actually that guy.
Yeah. So, like, they just all can't wait for us to come back. And that probably will make it easier to maybe get a lower rate or even just like get the date we want.
And the more furry events there are out there and the better the reputation. If you say it's a furry event like Kerfluffle and, the more it gets known, maybe you can point them at other events and they can see, all right, they're clearly not damaging property while they're there. They're just having fun. So if you do an event, make it a good one.
Yeah. Don't use the name.
Yeah.
Don't use the name in bad.
You should trademark that at some point.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. I don't know if there's anything else we can really mention along with it other than the fact that your next event is on a pirate ship.
The next event is August 18th. The details haven't been announced yet, but you guys have seen the art now. That's when you order a laser badge, that's what it's going to look like. And it's going to be in the evening, and expect to have the ticket page go live later this week or next week.
All right.
And yeah, hopefully, like I said, we've got somebody coming from Alaska. It's going to be people from all over. So
we love American attendees and we love American DJs. So if you would like to spin for us, please check out our Twitter and our Telegram. We'll be posting applications for that soon.
The Twitter is at FurryKerfluffle.
At FurryKerfluffle.
Yep.
Yeah. When you said American DJ, I almost thought you meant the brand American DJ.
So, by the
There's a
way,
brand?
I know a lot of you Americans don't have your passport or don't want to cross the border.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. You should totally do it. There's
It's
a whole
difficult
world
for
out
me.
there, but if you can't,
It's difficult for me, difficult for Nightclaw.
We can.
Okay, my track record is pretty good. This crossing coming back and
Yeah.
my mic disappeared.
Yeah, there we go. But we can, I would think what we could do is next we could do border stories because I think you guys got a couple of those.
Oh, yeah.
okay. So
we had a bitch of a time.
what I
getting
was
here.
just gonna say though is we may be doing one in Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're gonna do an American kerfluffle?
Maybe. We were gonna do it this year, but they were sold
Buffalo?
out.
So you were saying to cross the border is not that bad. I mean, for anybody who doesn't have a passport, literally, you go to the post office, you go, I want a passport. They give you some paperwork to fill out. You fill it out, you pay some money, you get a passport. I mean,
You
it
can
takes
do it online too.
it takes a couple months.
Yeah, but it's good for 10 years.
Yeah, and like I mean, I think when I got mine, I think it was like I think I paid a little over $100, but some of that was also because I had them take my picture. Because technically you can take your own passport photo, but then you got to follow their criteria and they can reject it. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm just going to pay the $5 whatever it was for them to take it. But yeah, I mean, it's like super easy. Like, you know, takes a month or two to get it, but
and then actually, I know some people are afraid of crossing the border or whatever. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. You know, Fernal Equinox is our big con in Toronto, and we already have so many Americans that come up for it. And it's a 2-hour drive from Buffalo. It's not that far away.
I know. I always drive 2 hours up there.
You're up there all the time.
No, I'm fucking staff at that damn con.
Are you staff? What
You
are
have
doing
to
there?
come.
Yeah.
I drive 5 hours each way to go to Kerfluffle, and it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, this is already your second one. No, third one.
Third one. Yeah. Third.
Yeah. All right, well.
Should that AC be blowing on that?
The AC, it rotates the thing up after a while, so it's fine. Yeah, if you want to just aim. There you go. Everybody can see the air conditioner on the wall there. A very gay air conditioner. Anyway, well, thank you guys for joining us. I'm
Thank you for
looking forward to the
having
next Kerfluffle. And we got to have you guys on in the future in some other ridiculous, slightly less party-ish show.
By the way, congrats on the big 301.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the 301.
301.
Yeah, I was the one that made the shirts. So.
Yeah.
What?
You made the shirts?
Av did.
Av did. Oh.
No, I
okay.
made.
was
I
gonna
make
say.
every shirt.
Thank you,
I
Av.
was like,
You got it.
Proud of you. My boo.
Do we kiss now? Is that how this works?
Ooh. Whoa.
whoa. So do we want to do a transition? We could grab some other people and
Yeah.
Just
whatever
stuff?
you want.
yeah.
I think of all the border stories, Nightclaw
Nightclass the
probably
best
has
one.
the best one.
Mine was dumb.
This one from tonight, then?
No, I mean like 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that one needs to wait until Fizz is here too. That's a shared experience.
Okay.
It did involve being detained though.
I don't know if I've heard this one.
It did involve me.
Yeah, it did involve
catching
being
up on the
detained.
chat.
I had to sit in a holding cell and tap on the wall to my boyfriend who was in a different holding cell.
So come join us, TC.
Yeah. I was making sure to make sure that everything I tapped was just total gibberish. Just to like confuse whoever had to look at those cameras.
I hope they were paying attention.
Yeah, we're talking about border stories. Here.
We were figuring that like.
I love your cocaine.
Yeah, I have a good border story too. That
Wow,
was going,
CJ and
going,
Pharaoh sitting together.
going to FE last year. Remember, I got pulled over because I thought I dealt cocaine.
Oh yeah, that's right. They thought you were a cocaine dealer. I mean, you are a cocaine dealer, to be fair.
that
So.
He's a meth dealer.
Math.
Oh,
Meth
yeah.
dealer. Yeah, I deal meth, not
Yeah.
coke.
Mobile meth lab.
I can't believe though, because you were transporting the fursuit meth lab.
I was,
And-
and that's when I had fake money in my wallet, but it was his fake money.
No, officer, I swear this isn't mine.
No, it was the movie money. So that
Was
he
it the
had
one
given
where
me.
Ben Franklin is making the kissy lips?
Yeah, and he's like pouty.
You don't have one on you. do you?
And I also, of course you do. Of course you have one. I also made sure to take like all my badges out of my fursuit bin because had they opened it and seen meth lab, that probably wouldn't have gone over well. So yeah, that was
I mean,
not fun.
how many people running meth labs have a sticker like saying meth lab over the front of their thing?
It's like clearly this is a meth lab.
It's like, what do you got in your car? Meth
Just-
lab.
That's my meth lab. Oh, what?
It's a dog named Meth Lab.
Yeah,
It's a misspelling. It's supposed to say
How do
math
I-
lab. You know, like I'm teaching
Math.
maths.
Yeah.
math lab. Yeah, I meant to. The E and the A are so close together. It's just
It's just you know.
terrible.
I did not know you could buy bundles of prop
Yep.
money on
Yes.
Amazon.
Very much a thing.
Pharaoh literally made it rain on us one night, like years ago, and
You can bulk
it's
up
great to trick people too.
$10,000.
So
Coworkers?
I brought a bundle of it to Furthermore
Yes.
about 2 years ago. And I was giving it to people and eventually got bored, so I just started leaving it places.
Yeah.
And I learned later that people were taking it and bringing it to con ops and saying, I found this, did I win anything? Because they would pick it up thinking it's money, see it's fake, and then think it was part of a scavenger hunt.
So who is it here that played Boo Dollar?
Oh, that was me.
That was you.
Yeah, so that was me.
Boo Dollar.
Boo,
I think
Boo
that was-
Dollar's amazing. Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's
think
good.
that-
We got to have you join us next anyway. So
Yeah,
and
fair
we'll
enough.
we'll do a break in just a second, guys.
Yeah, it's all good. I've got a few things I need to do during the break. Anyway,
Episode 300, baby!
You're blocking all the
Make it rain!
You just blocked every camera when you did that.
pretty legit.
So
That's the only thing.
So this was I can't take credit for Boo Dollar. Boo Dollar was, I think, the invention of was it Jusky? If he's listening, shout out to Jusky.
love Jusky.
Basically, yeah, Jusky's fantastic. It was during MFF where we were sitting at the very top floor, looking down at one of the balconies, and basically what they did is they just grabbed a single dollar. Oh my!
Oh yeah,
Stuffing
daddy.
dollars down his.
Do I need to do something now, or like?
Flash us?
I mean,
Take your shirt off.
Take your shirt off. I'm wearing like a lot of gay rainbows right now. I should probably take my shirt off.
Anyway, so
anyway, Boo Dollar. So basically what they did is they just grabbed a single dollar and like put it on one of the balconies and then just waited for people to walk past. As soon as somebody picked it up, they would just start shouting boo, boo from one of the top floors until the person would put it down again, in which case they go, woo, yay! You know, sort of thing. It was like endless entertainment. It was like 45 minutes of the most hilarity ever. For the cost of $1. It was great.
So we've got some of them on camera, and you can see they say for motion picture use only on them.
before Pharaoh fucked it up.
Oh, yeah. I think you're a little too close to the lens.
There's so many dollars in my shirt.
He's regular, he's happy, and then he's sad.
I should definitely make sure I don't accidentally have one of these while I'm crossing the border again, because that would be a little bit...
Yeah, don't do that. That would not go over well.
Yeah. We've had enough issues trying to cross the border as it is.
So we've got stories. We've got the border stuff. We can get to that. But first, we're going to go on a quick break. So everybody can.
I've got a few calls I need to go and make anyway. Apparently, they've been screwing up one of my flights, and I need to go and get that.
Oh,
sorted
seriously?
out. Yeah. No,
Actually, that's actually really funny that you mentioned that, because I recently had like a contract gig where I actually did a voiceover for a phone system.
Oh,
for
sure, really?
Yeah.
Wait, for
an airline. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that. A little bit. But anyway, all right. So this is perfect actually. So we'll go on break. You can call your airline.
Yeah. I'll be back soon. But yeah,
my previous job was actually working that.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. Pharaoh worked in a call center before. You have some experience with that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that'd be good.
Awful time in my life.
Yeah, awful time in your life. All right, we'll be back after a quick break, guys.
See you soon.
Yeah, see you guys soon.
I love you.
You're listening to FurCast.
Thanks for calling Check-It Airlines, home of Leg Air Alliance partners, where we always land on our feet. Please listen carefully, as our menu options have recently changed. For flight bookings, press 1. To report a revolving door incident, press 2. To order bipedal seat back attachments from our Special Assistance Department, press 3. For customer service, press 4. You did not listen to all of the menu options. Please hold while we transfer you to one of our award-winning customer service representatives. All calls may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Thanks for waiting. Calls will be answered in the order in which they are received. One of our representatives will be with you shortly. Thanks to our Leg Air Alliance partners, you can enjoy our trample lounge before a flight, with free Wi-Fi, beverages, plus full upper and lower torso massages. Some of our first-class Leg Air tier supporters include Blaze Fusky, Shaman the Photon Wizard, Fayoun, Oliver Fox, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Cat Nuck, Parafen, Jake the Husky, Anu Fox, Riley the Wusky, Binary Paws, Fireline Coyote, Craig the Husky, Code Yax, Neshoba Silverwolf, Loop, Tukiri, Red Maple, Lieutenant Fox, Doxy, Legalize Uwu, Meru Snowmew, D Otter, Ski Sharp, Nether Lynx, Josh the Kazoo, Kilo Big Cat Coyote, Frost Woolgon, Whup, Adrian the Husky, Archon the Four-Eyed Dragon, Leon Wolfheart, Jax the Husky, Gwen the Bat aka Deep Moan, Decibel Fox, Zoopy Zoo the Oreo Tiggy, Vertical Feline, Fuzzy the Fox, Crazzy Wolf, A Certain Horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support for our award-winning customer service representatives come from Twitter users, Commander Wolf 3, Alpha Werefox, Magic 7 Wolf, Kazro Fox, Myron the Fluffy, Vishykin, XSS Fox, Cody Fox with 3 X's, Dark Wolf Beats 14, Drop Table Foxes, Dapper Panther, Jesse A. Carver, Sirius L, Mike Chrome Fox, Z-Leg at Stealthy Dragon, 12 at The Lion Thing, Shua at Pulsing Panther, Coda Winter at Dakota Wolf 12, and YouTube channel Hayu Martin.
We hope you enjoy working with our customer service representatives. After a call, you may receive a short survey. You can rate them 1 from unsatisfactory to 6, the only rating where they won't fail. We hope you'll give our customer service representatives a satisfactory 6-limbed rating.
Sign up today and get additional deals with our Leg Air Alliance partners. Devin D. Parlett and the Furry Hockey League at furryhockeyleague.com. Macrowolf at macrowolf.com. Shisha Sheppy, who's a good boy. Dark Fox DK, who says it's an undeniable truth. Nick Wilde is gay. Judy Hops is a lesbian. Harry Who Ink Pen Mouse at harrywho.com. Nadia Mer, who says tars are terrific. Invest in a tar persona today. A wonderful 2-for-1 deal when Patty says what Socks says is true, and when Socks says what Patty says is not true. All for one low, low price. Nectris the Koi Dog Rogue, furry tabletop enthusiast since 2009. Saucy Fox, who says, I'm trash, raccoons, HMU. Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011. Sorcerer Dale, the Kilted Dragon, find me on Telegram as Sorcerer Dale. Fisk_McTaggart on FA, will draw for food. Spurrigs, still working on muzzles since 2015. Cody's Customs, specializing in gas and diesel truck builds. Max Shepard, who says, fluffy Norwegian hugs for everyone. Little Sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app. Check them out at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 Wimpy fan, Tyler Lewesky. Chris Dale on FA, specializing in Toonie art. The Church of Iswar, worshipping lynx since the year Tuft. X the Fox, the real blue fox, deal with it. Kumo, wishing everyone a :3 day. To Bunny Boy, who says at Paradox, bunnies are friends, not food. Super Dwarf at anthrolinks.net. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Zoopy Zo, supporting Tim Tam Anonymous meetings. Corenos, who says circles are rubbish. Meds the Fox and Mississippi Anthropomorphics, like their Facebook page at facebook.com/msanthro. Techwin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana of the Infursec Den in Wellington, New Zealand. Sylvan Scott, on for affinity with macro, micro, and hyper fiction stories. Shadowclaw Studios, check out their Facebook page for links to their gaming streams. A special welcome to our partners with the Feline Support Alliance. Call today to see if a Feline Support Alliance membership is right for you. Check-in Airlines, we still and always will
land on it. Well, we're doing that already, so, the whole thing is...
Silver Gatomon at patreon.com/silvergatomon. And Cheetah Paws, for a daily dose of bulgy arts, support him at patreon.com/cheetahpaws.
Thank you for calling Check-It Airlines, home of the Leg Air Alliance partners. Can I have your first and last name, please?
Hi, sorry, I'm TC Fox Tour.
Thank you, Tank Foxture. How can I help you today?
Yeah, sorry, I just noticed that it says bipedal on my itinerary. I just wanted to make sure that the seat backs will actually be removed from my seating because I'm not actually bipedal.
Sure. Let me see what I can do.
Sorry, yeah, it's all good. I just wanted to make sure because the last flight they weren't actually removed and they wouldn't remove it for legal reasons, which I'm sure, as you know, causes a lot of backstrap.
Actually, I wouldn't know, sir. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to have to transfer you to our seating request department.
Oh, okay, sure, fine, no worries.
Please hold.
Fucking ticky tour around their goddamn department.
Hello, Hello, you've reached the seating arrangement department. May I please have your first and last name?
Hi, wait, hang on. Are you the same guy?
Ma'am, can I please have your first and last name?
No, just T.C. Foxtor.
Thank you, Gerald. How can I help you today?
Okay, look, whatever. What I'm calling about is...
It's fixed.
Oh, wait, hang on. Are you... Sure, but how did you even know...
Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
This would actually better be... Hang on, are you Pharaoh...
Thank you for calling Check It Airlines, where we always land on our feet. I hope we've earned a 6 out of 6 limb on the support survey today. I hope you have a terrific day.
Fucking Muppets.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XBN.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.
You guys are listening to FurCast Live on XBN. And, TC, you're back, by the way. Before we play the next track, how did your call go?
Oh, it was absolutely shit, mate. Like, honestly, I got connected with some, like, asshole in the US who just had absolutely no fucking clue what he was doing. He seemed to sound like he was, like, actually going to fix the problem, but he just kept fucking my name up, and it was just, it was a complete mess.
Hey, where's Pharaoh?
I don't know. I
don't know. I just noticed he's gone.
He said something about second job or something, but I thought he only had one job. But
okay.
Maybe it's just.
Well, hey, maybe I can make you feel better.
Yeah.
Playing your favorite track.
Oh fuck yeah!
One of your favorite tracks from our other shows. This track has relationships by illegal content, and the second drop in this track is
so good.
So good.
Okay, that'll cheer me up. Yeah,
there you go. And then we'll be back after that with more stories and fun stuff. You guys are watching episode 301 of FurCast FM. This is kind of our party celebration because, of course, 301 is a big number.
Oh shit!
Did somebody actually spill liquid on a laptop?
Yeah. It's not a party until a MacBook gets ruined by liquids, right?
We'll be back. guys. Listening to FurCast 301. There's tons of people in the room, tons of people outside the room. It is a freaking crazy party. Also, shout out to Toll for suggesting we play that Space Unicorn track. That was pretty nice. It was good. We got one more track, and it's a Nitro Fun track. I absolutely love this one. I played it on the last FNT. And, I think after this, we'll probably be back. We'll have some stories, fun stuff. Tell all your friends. Enjoy. Welcome back to FurCast, live on XBN. That was Cheat Codes by Nitro Fun, fucking awesome track, and I love playing it. And all of the mics are back on in 3, 2, 1, now.
And our entertainment that break was me spilling a drink on my laptop, and then to make me feel better, Paradox spilling a drink on one of his things.
Yeah, I spilled it on the AV receiver remote.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're blue Doritos.
Actually is an ingredient.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have you eat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Pharaoh, can we... Yeah, there we go. So Pharaoh's gonna eat these Doritos.
Hold on,
here.
get a real close up on it.
Are they blue Doritos?
They look blue, like moldy.
Are you fucking serious?
It looks like a moldy Dorito.
Oh my god, they do look like
It does look like it's moldy. If you can.
It's like not blue corn.
Manual focus.
No, just move it closer.
It's just blue dye.
Or just put your hand with it.
It's just Pharaoh just looks like he's being censored.
Further. Minimum focuses.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Doesn't that look appetizing?
Doesn't it?
I kind of want to try one.
That really does look like a moldy Dorito.
Wait, should you guys all eat one in unison?
All right, let's see you eat it, Pharaoh. See you eat it.
I want to try one.
Can you feed it to me?
Give me one.
Come here. Can we feed each other?
Yeah, here.
Oh.
You have to do the arm thing. Here you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Wait,
around the arm.
Feed each other.
I already got a taste.
All right, wait. Make sure you guys can be seen by that camera by freeze.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, go on this side.
All right, there we go. Careful of that HDMI cable.
Yeah, you're supposed to cross your arms. Yeah.
I want to feed you.
Oh.
I want you to feed me.
Then let's like.
Okay.
we can't see it. He dropped it.
Wait,
Dropped it.
There we go. We're gonna back up.
Okay, here, just open up.
I'm not gonna do the around the.
What is happening right now? Okay, so Pharaoh and CJ are now feeding each other the moldy Doritos.
I think the answer to what is happening is FurCast is happening.
Priceless faces on both of them right now.
DJ's just very unsure of what he tastes.
Paradox. Do we have an
neck is
instant
very
replay
red
function
right
here?
now.
I wish we did. How would you describe it?
Month-old steak. Look how red his neck is.
I'm sunburnt.
Oh.
Let them talk. Let them talk.
I can't talk. Aside from saying I can't talk.
What does it feel like to taste yourself, Pharaoh?
That's not a blue taste.
So the story behind these were, we were at some random. We were at like a Circle K gas station on the ride down, and we were getting snacks, and I saw these on the end cap, and I picked them up. We're like, I'll buy these if everyone on the ride down tastes them, which was Av.
And we said yes, which was an unfortunate decision.
Yeah, he said yes. Everyone said yes. So we tried them.
Yeah.
And like,
Bless your stomach.
the best way to describe them is if someone took the beef bouillon flavor from a cup of ramen and sprinkled it on a nacho cheese Dorito.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And then left it in the sun for a month.
Yeah.
Now I want to try this. What
That is
the
a
Yeah.
perfect
That's
explanation
hair.
now.
Oh, right. Okay. Hang
It is
on.
literally a beef. It's like more saturated beef flavor
It's
bouillon.
a beef stock.
Yes, on a cheese Dorito.
Emphasis on
All
the
right.
left it on the sun part.
Yeah.
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 Right. Yeah.
See,
good.
they're
maybe, like-
terrible, but I actually like the more I eat them, the more I want to eat more.
Yeah, I had
Here,
like
try it.
three. I had like three already. I'm
Yeah,
like, these
if
aren't
they
bad.
weren't
like,
blue, they'd actually be really good.
I don't mind them. They're not horrible.
Which also describes Pharaoh.
Try the second one. Maybe it's not so
All right, so
bad.
TC, what do you think?
No.
Yeah, they're
no,
like.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't know. Toll Wolf, do you have Maggi noodles in?
Yes, we do.
Hold on,
Okay,
Paradox,
they're
Paradox.
like beef Maggi noodles.
Yeah.
I
Aren't
like
they?
beef Maggi
Yeah.
noodles. I ate beef Maggi noodles.
Oh, look at this!
dry.
Look at the
They're
shot
quite
of CJ.
nice, but it's like not
Oh.
what you'd expect in a corn chip.
Oh,
That
that
lips
was
touching.
that was almost lips
We were trying
touching.
to kiss.
But the cheese kind of blocked the kiss. 'cause
The cheese blocked the kiss.
Oh, it
No.
gets worse.
No, it's definitely worse the second time around.
I don't know.
Worse?
It's funny
That's
because
absurd.
I'm actually
No.
the same. I'm like, I kind of want another one. Like, I don't know. Is this
They're
just
tasty.
like,
I
is this
like
just
them.
like marketed in the
Like
wrong?
they actually they taste good. It's just
It
they're
literally
blue.
says blue grilled steak.
These are marketed in the wrong hemisphere, I think. Like, Toll, we need to get these into New Zealand, New Zealand and Australia, right? Like, they're actually quite good.
Don't sell.
Clearly, these guys just don't appreciate this. This is quite a. I'm offended by the fact that I like this, but
Have you tried my new drink
because it's
yet?
blue. But
Tabby.
Okay, I just want to point out that the dog is on camera outside the studio right now.
Hi, dog.
Both of them. Just
Yeah.
waiting to come in.
There you go.
Poor babies.
So, all right, so we got TC available, and we were going to talk about some border stories.
yes, totally sober border stories.
Totally sober border.
This is not
So-
my sixth drink or something.
I have one
That's
about
the
the
best way to tell
TSA
border
on my way
stories.
back from San Diego as well.
You got stories?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got really, really messed up.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, we've all had funny stories, right? I know we've talked about them, a lot of them on the show. Like I've had customs agents ask me why my license plate says not red. I've had customs agents make fun of me for not having a fursuit.
Hey, why does your license plate say not red?
You want to know what I tell customs?
Yeah, this is great.
What I always tell customs, I made this up on the spot because I pull up to so my car's red and my license plate says not red. So I pull up
With a K.
with a K, right? And the guy goes, well, "What color's your car?" And I'm like, "Red." He goes, "Well, then why does it say not red?" So on the spot, I'm like, "Oh, that's a joke with my friend who's helping me shop for cars. He's partially colorblind, and so we had this whole argument about what color the car was, and so I just kind of knew I had to make it my plate." And he goes, "Oh, it's pretty good." And ever since then, that's just
Oh, you're an asshole. I like your joke.
Yeah.
pretty
It
much.
just covers it. Yeah, it's fine.
The best thing about it is it wasn't just the border agents that have asked that question. Like we were at what was it, Wendy's?
Yeah, Wendy's the other day, and some random guy was
Some
just
random
like,
guy's like, "Oh, is that your car?" He's like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Oh, so why does it say not red?" And it's like we had to like explain the story like with completely straight faces. It's like, what is even going on?
"Gifts are happening on screen right now."
Cut those balls.
Yif-cast?
So it's up to you, Nightclaw, if you want to tell the story with even though Fizz isn't here.
Yeah. Okay. So
Mike is over there.
I'll tell bits of this story then, I guess. Okay. So we were coming up to Fertile Equinox, and we were bringing a bunch of equipment with us because we were going to do lasers for the dances, which Fizz Otter and I do. So we already had a ton of stuff in the car, plus I was bringing 3 fursuits with me. So we pull up, and immediately this looks just really sketchy because we have all these road cases just loaded down in the vehicle. So they start asking us, the normal questions, and there's a point in answering where you can just see the border crossing agent's face just kind of glaze over when they decide, okay, this is going to my supervisor because I have no idea what these people are talking about. So, please pull over there. So we pull over, and, the people that are supposed to search your stuff walk up, and they look at the car and the just huge amount of equipment we have with us. Like, well, we're going to have to move your car over to the garage because it's pouring freezing rain and we don't want to drag all this stuff out in the middle of the road. So they bring us over to a room and then eventually come in, and they've separated Fizz and I at this point into separate rooms. And I'm just sitting at the table, and, they tell me to empty my pockets, and then they tell me to take off my belt and my shoes, and then they essentially start reading me Miranda rights. I'm like, wait a minute, am I being charged with anything right now? And the agent's like, oh, no, we have to detain you, though, because we're moving your vehicle. I'm like, oh, wait, what? Yeah. So I'm a little confused. He's like, yeah, it's a policy thing. If we're going to move your vehicle off-site, which we're going to move it to the garage to search all this stuff not in the rain, we have to detain you. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I get detained, locked in a little holding cell with a toilet and a concrete bed.
Oh, my God.
At what point did you start carving numbers into the wall, like tally marks?
I didn't. However, I did do some things just to be weird while I was in the holding cell, like pacing the perimeter and like counting the number of tiles on the floor.
Did you have the tin cup and
standing at the little slatted
bars?
window and just moving side to side to see how much of the hallway I could see? And then
How long were you in there?
Almost an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow, you just went through
then at one
everything in
point
an
I was just sitting on my little concrete bed, actually freezing to death because the air conditioning vent blew everywhere in the room at once somehow, magically. So I decide, well, Fizz is in the holding cell next to me, I think. I wonder if I can tap on the wall to him. So I just start tapping on the wall, right? And then it occurs to me, wait, there's cameras in here. Let me make sure I'm tapping gibberish. So I can only hope that someone had to sit there and try and decipher that. But no, eventually after an hour, Canadian Border Patrol, they were very polite about the entire thing, and they were very apologetic.
Sorry.
So, yeah, but no, legitimately, they were very professional the entire time.
Right.
So eventually they let us go.
They're Canadian, they always say sorry.
Hey, we searched everything, no big deal, you guys are fine. Well, I get back to the car, and I'm really quickly going through my stuff, and I realize that all of my fursuit heads are gone. I'm like, so I go back, and I say, hey, I'm missing some very expensive costume pieces. The guy's like, oh, I bet they're still in the garage, hold on. So this border agent runs across like 12 lanes of highway and disappears for a few minutes, and then comes back holding all of like 3 of my fursuit heads, and has to walk across these same 12 lanes of traffic. And all I can say is that this man also had seen the contents of my cell phone. Yeah, so that was a good one.
So he was just like trying to separate himself as much as possible from that.
But in like plain view of just like rush hour traffic crossing the border. Yeah, it was
There
good.
you go.
And then I had today's.
Yeah, so what happened today?
Oh, yeah, what happened today? Yeah. Thank you, Toll, for holding the mic.
Usually when I go to Kerfluffle, I'm on my motorcycle. So it's like a 5-hour motorcycle ride each way. And, it's a good trip. Usually on a motorcycle, they don't ask like any questions. Like, where are you going? I'm going to a fur event. That's cool. I've got my costume, whatever. You're good. Go. Well, for whatever reason, coming back into the U.S. today, I pull up and, they ask me the normal questions and I give my normal answers. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, your license plate got pulled in this random lottery thing we're doing. I'm like,
Random
what?
lottery
Yeah, he's like,
thing.
yeah, it's like randomly every so many license plates.
Right.
So my license plate on my bike is a glamour plate. Whatever, it's OTT3R, I don't care. Anyway, so he tells me to pull over, so I pull over, and they tell me, well, you're going to have to go through this door, and I walk into a normal kind of waiting room. There's a bunch of people in there, I sit down. Then eventually I hear, I'll use my first name, Judah, please proceed through the glass doors to Station 13. Station 13, okay, whatever, through the glass doors. So I walk up to, eventually, the glass doors, which are glass security doors, through another set of security doors, to a little bulletproof window with a speaker and a 13. And at this point, I'm in all my motorcycle gear. I've got my helmet, my tank bag, and that's it. And they have my passport and my ID at this point. It's like, well, we're going to need you to give us your tank bag and your helmet, and then proceed through another set of security doors to a different waiting room. So I walk into this different waiting room, and at this point, I'm just confused because the guy at the gate initially made it seem like this was going to be super quick, like just a couple questions and you're good. So I walk into this other room, and there's like 10 what I think were Liberian guys wearing basically just old BDU camouflage, speaking no English. Like I walked in the room and they stopped talking and they all kind of looked at me, and then they all went back to speaking a language I did not understand. And I spent like 30 minutes in this room just with these guys over in the corner by myself. And then eventually a border agent comes in and they're like, hey, Judah, come over here, you're good, whatever. They asked me 2 questions about my license plate. Why is your license plate Otter? And I'm like, well, that's one of my furry characters that I was telling you about. Like, oh, that's cool. Why do you use a 3 and not an E? I'm like, well, because Otter was taken, so I had to use a 3. And they're like, oh, all right, you're good to go. Yeah, that was it. So I have no idea, like, if I just got added to the wrong queue or what. But it was an interesting experience.
Just randomly, like, of all the questions they could have asked.
Yeah, 2 questions. They could have asked me that at the gate.
Yeah.
Watch, it's because otters are terrorists.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Otter's like a code name.
It's a code name for like.
Well, they do rape baby seals.
Not wrong.
That is sea otters,
about
thank
that,
you.
but-
That is sea otters. River otters do not do that.
Mm-hmm. If you got to the sea, you probably would.
So not all
We're
otters are
terrorists with
terrorists,
puns.
just sea otters.
Just sea otters.
Just sea otters.
Just sea otters.
We're terrorists with puns.
This is true.
You've had many horrible times at airports, I know.
Oh god, which one? Like, I have so
Which
many
one?
stories.
Me too.
Which freaking
Don't
one do you
worry.
want me to tell? Almost every single time I travel, it ends up being some colossal shit show.
It's because you're a Kiwi.
I know.
They're just
exactly.
making sure
Apparently
you
we're
got no
super
sheep with
suspicious
you.
with, like, you know.
Wait. Say that you're a tourist again.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. So I have to be very careful about this word.
Stop
'cause-
saying tourist.
Yeah, I cannot
Stop
say.
saying tourist
So
because
this is literally how we pronounce it. I'm visiting the US as a tourist.
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 I cannot say this because I will get shot. Seriously.
when he
Yeah,
was saying it earlier
so
when he first
say
came.
terrorist.
Terrorist. It just sounds exactly the same.
Tourist.
Tourist.
Terrorist.
Terrorist. Tourist. It's just
Terror. Terror.
I need to like pronounce it, enunciate it a little
No,
bit
say
more.
you're a
'cause-
guest. You're
Yeah,
flying in for fun.
Yeah,
you're flying in for family.
exactly. I am
Stop
visiting
No,
visiting
just
friends.
come in here and say you're rigging the election because apparently that's allowed.
Oh yeah, so is that just slang for like sightsee? You know?
Sigh.
Nice.
Yeah, no, yeah,
So you're coming
Funny
in
to all
be
the
a
Americans, not funny to any of the foreigners.
yeah, that's the thing. I very explicitly told everybody here, I am not interested in politics. This is your shit show, not mine. I'm just gonna
Yes.
literally the political shit show that's going on in New Zealand at the moment is the fact that both the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition are upset with our national aircraft carrier because they have a vegan burger that tastes too much like red meat, and it's an insult to our red meat industry. Welcome to New Zealand. This is
Can
the
I
sort of
move
shit.
there?
This is why we think you're weird
Can I
too.
move there?
I know, right? Like it's just like,
Hey, at least
Wait, that's the only problem on your carrier?
yeah, literally, that's the problem in the moment.
That's
It's
the
like,
only problem
no,
on your carrier.
that's the biggest problem on our carrier.
hey, just because I feel like shitting on Australia.
I was gonna
and-
say, wait, you can say anything you want about America, but Australia has Perth.
Well, to be fair, yeah, exactly. I mean, we could shit on Australia all day, but it's going to take about 3 days for the stream to actually reach Australia because of the whole NBN situation.
Oh,
so-
exactly. I was wondering if somebody was going to mention NBN.
Poor Tolwell. So this is great.
Okay, we gave up on it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we were just like, fuck it, we're not going to do it.
This is the great
Whatever.
thing because Australia's been shitting on New Zealand for the longest time, and then suddenly, they've only just passed gay marriage after a massive shit show. Their internet is a
After, like-
complete
There's censorship issues. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
Come on, it's the
Like,
same
They
thing
made us
everything.
vote
We've got
to
so
allow
much
gay
against
marriage.
Australia right now.
Hey, at
Like,
least you gotta
what
vote
the
for
fuck?
it. Wait around until a bunch of old guys agreed. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, they spent a shit ton of money, sending out this postal vote
Oh yes, God,
to everyone.
the plebiscite.
Yeah, the plebiscite, exactly. I think it was like plebiscite.
The plebiscite?
Plebiscite.
So
Plebiscite.
it's an actual thing called a
Please let me shit.
Please let me
it's
shit.
called a
No,
plebiscite.
it's a plebiscite.
What is it called?
It's plebiscite, which is basically like a postal vote kind of thing. And what they did is they got all of Australia to go and vote using a postal ballot.
$50 million.
$50 million they spent on a postal vote to ask Australia on a non-binding referendum about whether gay marriage should be passed or not. It's like, so they deliberately did it as a postal vote, no internet whatsoever, because they wanted to get the most conservative fucking votes.
And they wanted it to be anonymous.
Yeah, and they wanted it to be anonymous and all that sort of shit, which is just, it was just a crock of shit.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Australia wants gay marriage anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what the fuck was the point of all of that? So yeah, and whereas New Zealand passed it with basically next to no fanfare. I mean, there was a little bit of conservative kerfuffle, but everybody ignored them.
Yeah.
And then we passed it and literally broke into song in Parliament. And like,
yeah,
it was just like, whatever.
Like Broadway show tune style song? Or?
No, it was like it's actually really lovely. It's like a Maori song. Shoot, if I could remember the name.
That's right.
of this.
You were telling us that they did do that, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It was really beautiful. Like you can literally.
I was hoping that a bunch of senators had like this Broadway style musical number with like the can lines and like a chorus.
Me, please.
Like they'd strip off the suits and they were wearing like bikinis underneath and shit.
I'll take your blue cup.
It was actually really beautiful. I'll be absolutely honest. I was moved by the whole situation. It was really lovely. But I mean, it was all pretty inevitable. I'm really glad of the way that New Zealand did it and whatnot. But then it gave us about 3 years over Australia where we could constantly lord it over you. It's like, as soon as Australia would make a joke, I'd go, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of our gigabit Ethernet and gay marriage.
Yeah, but
just shut down every
but the thing is, also, you're throwing all this shit on Australia, but coming back into Australia is the easiest thing.
I just have a question. Could we have like the next 30 minutes of the show just you guys shitting on each other?
I mean, I love you really, Tom Wolf.
I have a really important question.
Sorry, yeah.
Did you bring your Velcro gloves?
My Velcro gloves.
Velcro gloves.
Yes. I
Yes.
do not possess Velcro gloves.
Hey, Farrah,
Are you sure?
I don't.
What about a pair of Wellingtons?
No, I do not have a pair of Wellingtons, even though I belong to a city called Wellington.
So that's really surprising. Then how are you fucking those sheep? Because you need those Velcro gloves to grab on.
I'm sorry.
Stick the back legs in the Wellingtons
I'm sorry, but
and
you
walk
guys-
it to an edge
you
so
guys
it
have
keeps
more
coming
sheep
back.
than New Zealand do, so...
No, but you guys are known for it, not us.
The reason why that we're seen with more sheep is because we keep them out in the paddocks, not in the bedrooms.
Come on.
So wait. Kiwis got more sheep than Ireland?
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
more known for sheep
Per capita, yeah.
I think per capita.
fucking than
I think,
Irish.
honestly, it's like, in all honesty, I think it's we're less about sheep now, more about cattle, but that could also be
In
misconstrued.
terms of fucking them, or
yeah, no, just for milking them. This is going to be really
Wait,
bad.
hold
Hang on.
would you like to try that again?
So,
I'm not even a sheep, and I'm offended.
yeah, I know, right? You should be. So, last week when I was coming back from San Diego, speaking of stupid TSA, I'm going through the thing and my bags get taken and to get screened.
Right.
And the dude looks at me and he's like, so is there anything in here that could hurt me? I'm like, no. But there is a lot of stuff you probably don't want to open right here in the middle of the airport, though. And he's like, just looked at me, and I'm like, your choice. And he was like, okay. So he starts opening my bag. He's like cautionally doing the zippers. Yep. It opens, and he's like, you just see this look of, oh shit, what have I done?
So to be clear, what's in your bag?
All of my pup gear.
Right.
All of it. Latex.
I really
leather.
wanted to like one time just come across the like a border or something, just with like a full suitcase just for the bag of like just dicks.
Yeah, it was literally all of my pup
like,
stuff.
wait till it goes through like a.
And it's one of those like SpongeBob. What's in this suitcase? Rocks, and then it breaks open and it's just rocks, and he's like, yes, yes.
No, but it's the fact I had like I tried to tell him don't do it, but he didn't listen.
Yeah.
And he's like pulls out the hood and he's like, and puts it down, picks up a tail, and has this question of like,
oh, that goes there.
Okay. Showtail?
Showtail.
Okay, not a plug tail.
Not a plug tail.
Okay.
That was in there too. That was in there.
Did he pick that one up?
Deserved to pick up a plug tail after we did.
Yeah, no, but it gets worse. It gets worse. And then he starts to pick up the latex. I'm like, don't do it. I'm like, knock my latex out. I'm like, there's about to be an explosion of baby powder. Don't do it. I was shitting myself. I'm like, they're going to think it's like Coke or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do not do it. I'm like, just put it down, please. I'm like, there's baby powder in there, and I don't want to get like taken away to a room, please. I've got like 10 minutes.
So speaking of questionable things in bags, Frieza got a story that you're gonna remember.
Oh God.
So at AC, I think it was 1 year.
There's 2 stories about this.
So you have a lot of hobbies.
Whoa! All right, which story is this?
I'll give you a hint. This is on the screen.
No.
So I just I'm like in the bathroom in the room, and now Freeze, you're essentially a camera guy. You're a professional photographer,
I'm a photographer,
professional
videographer. Yeah.
And I go in the bathroom and I see what's on the screen now. It's one of those like little air blower like puffer things, and I come out and I'm like, Freeze, I'm like, is this the one that cleans your lenses, or is this like an enema that goes up your butt?
And so what I'm doing is I'm across the room next to my camera case, and I'm like, I reach over, grab the one for my lens, and Paradox just goes, "Oh," and puts the other one down.
No, I think what it was I was like, is this the one? Is this like the one for your butt, or is this the one for cleaning a lens? And then you just reach and grab the other one and go, "No, that's this one."
Yeah, this is the lens one.
And it
So
looked
you're like-
identical.
So the other story I was thinking of was we were rooming together for I forget if it was the same con or a different one. And you needed lube because you were using the room.
Oh yeah.
As you were using
I tend to travel with 2 suitcases, one with like clothes and other was like kinkier. I had the kinkier one out, and Paradox was like, "Oh, I bet Freeze has lube in his bag." I'm hearing the second hand, by the way, so tell me if there's anything wrong. He opens the bag, looks at like the collection of cuffs and collars and harnesses and rubber and hoods, and just closes it. It's like, this is too complicated. Meanwhile, the lube was next to the TV.
No, I never saw it.
You never saw it?
Never saw it.
The lube was out. It was next to... I always put the lube out so no one needs to go through my bag.
We had a... Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome, yeah.
So
I did it in this AC too.
So speaking of
trauma.
So then there was then there was the of course this year, which I think we might have told a little bit last week, where it was like you came into the room and went, "Are you actually fucking?" and then opened the door and came in the room, and
you were actually fucking.
And we were actually fucking. And then you were like, "I'm intentionally not trying to take a long time," or whatever. He goes, you were like, I promise.
I promise I'm not intentionally screwing around because I needed to find something. I think it was like a thumb drive. And I was just like running around the room searching for things while you were like balls deep in someone.
Yep.
And
then you were like, "Why didn't you update the group?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I didn't think you guys would mind."
I'm like,
And
I don't. Do you want me to take some pictures while I'm here?
So then you took a picture of us, sent it to the room chat, and said, "Room's occupied."
Which then led the other 2 people in the room to show up as an invitation, basically.
Yep.
Wow.
I can say that flying with half of a mermaid in your suitcase also really confuses the DSA.
Half of a mermaid, like a
Yeah.
mermaid tail?
Yeah, so
No, the front half.
Hey, you could be into that. I'm
a
not.
human torso in a suitcase.
Yeah.
No, it's a reverse mermaid, so it's just a giant fish with no tail.
I was on my way to a convention. I had 2 suitcases. One of them had a 45-pound silicone mermaid tail that I sometimes wear in the pool in it, and the other one had pony play gear and a fursuit. All my pony gear and my fursuit go through the X-ray machine. TSA agent looks at it, no big deal, goes right through, doesn't bat an eye. The mermaid tail rolls through, and this guy just freezes. What is that? Like, he says it out loud to himself. He like picks up this super heavy suitcase and like very gingerly starts unzipping it. He's like peeking around the corner, and just like he opens the suitcase. He's like, "Oh, it's a mermaid tail." Huh. He just like throws the slip on it, zips it back up, and throws it on the conveyor. But just his look of just like, "Oh my god, what is that?" when it rolled through the conveyor belt was just great.
Yeah.
Well, so if you ever hate someone, by the way, and never want to be friends with them ever again, what you do is you take some aluminum foil and you trace the outline of a Glock onto it, and you hide it inside their suitcase. On the X-ray, it's the silhouette of this gun in metal. They open the suitcase and they can't find it.
So to finish
fucked up.
what I was saying
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
my story, he gets through it because he's looking for the thing that he's seen on the thing that has triggered the thing.
Right.
Turns out it was a nang bulb If anyone's done
What?
nangs?
What is
like
that?
Nitrous? Whippets?
Oh!
You're trying to fly with whippets?
No, I wasn't. So, I'm a pastry chef by trade.
Oh,
So
you
that-
were actually.
Oh, you were actually using
Oh my god! Every time I picture this happening to me, I'm always like, well, I would say I'm just baking a lot of cakes. You were actually doing that.
Yeah,
I have a
but
favorite.
It was one. It must have fallen into my suitcase out of like the box.
Right.
Can you explain to me what these are?
Okay, so they're little nitrous charges that you use to make whipped cream.
Sure.
They're
Or-
illegal to fly with
Yeah.
because they're pressurized, and if you take it up in the plane, it'll explode. So
Do you know what the
they're
little,
not okay with
little
it.
ones for paintball look like?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It looks
the same.
exactly like that, except it's nitrous.
Yeah.
Instead of like CO2.
CO2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you breathe it, you get high instead of dying.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's rooting around for this thing, and then as he's thinging, his sleeve rolls up, and there's a fucking puppy tattoo. And I was like, you shithead, you did this on purpose. You wanted to fuck with somebody. I was like, really? Really, you just did this? I'm like, whatever. He finishes, and I'm walking away, and he's like, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm like, I fucking hate you, man. Like, thank you for making this super awkward, because there was like 20 people standing there just being like,
You should have taken it, put it on, and continued searching through your bags.
yeah. But super awkward. I was like, oh no.
Did you get his number?
Did I? No. I'm just kidding. No. He probably has me on Twitter now, though.
Was he like, see you at the con?
Yeah.
Nothing like that. I wish. Like, if he contacted me on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, you asshole, hit me up.
Hey man, keep in mind how I found you.
It's misconnections, right?
Misconnections.
Yeah.
So how do you start that off? Like just
On Craigslist.
Misconnecting flights.
No.
Wow. It's a site where you can jump on and you put up a thing. Hey, I was here at this time at this place. If you were that person, here's my number.
See, that's what I was hoping you would
Yeah.
say. Be like, I was at this airport. You know, you went through my.
I was flying from Buffalo to Boston. So if it was you, do please. Because it would be great. And I great stories.
So my only weird TSA experience.
You should ask him if he wants to search your bag again when you see him again.
I don't think you'll want to search my bag.
Oh, okay.
You just want to check out your other bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead,
My
Freeze.
skin bag.
So I travel with my fursuit in a Pelican, like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes take advantage of meteorite flying. Google it if you want to fly with your bags a little cheaper. But to disguise it, I have all sorts of like fragile, delicate equipment, like, you know, things that make it look like there's something really expensive and camera related in there. And I wheel it up to the counter of the airport,
One of the money notes.
and they put the tag in, they check everything in. Keep in mind, this contains a fursuit and a whole bunch of kink gear.
Right.
And it's labeled like it contains some like $30,000 camera.
Right.
And I put the tag on, like I put it on the scale. I'm expecting the guy to take it away. And he's like, come with me. I'm like, okay. And he's like, no, grab your bag. We'll walk it over the TSA thing so you can see it go through. I'm like, why? And he's like, it's expensive, right? And he's like, yes, it is. It's very expensive. So he walks me over to the TSA like scanner thing. He stays there for me to put it on the scanner, like the conveyor belt for it. He walks away and I book it the other direction because I do not want to explain to these TSA guys why there's like all these fragile, delicate equipment stickers and all it is a fucking like couch in there.
See, that's why I always
Shag
put my
carpet,
embarrassing
mate.
stuff on the checked luggage because at least I won't have to see it go through. But you know,
This was checked.
This was
Oh, no,
checked.
I know that. Little do I know, in Toronto airport, like all the oversized bags, including my fursuit tote and all the other stuff, you have to watch it go through as well. So you have to stay there, and they make you watch the guy watching it go through.
What's the deal with like flare guns, where you can like?
So flare guns for you can buy them on Amazon. They're not a firearm to anyone but the TSA.
So the TSA considers them a firearm.
TSA considers them the firearm.
So because I know people use that to exploit their rules, so that they.
So if you're flying with a firearm, the rules are it has to be in a hard side luggage container that locks.
Right.
The dog is eating a dollar bill.
I did it first.
Anyway, so it has to be in a hard side container that locks.
Nugget.
He made a nugget.
They search the bag with you there, and then they put a padlock on it. And what people do with their fursuits is they'll have it in like a Pelican or other hard-sided container that locks, and they'll have them search the container, and then they'll put the flare gun in, and they'll lock it, and you're the only one with a key. The TSA can't have a key. No one else can have a key. You're the only one with a key to that luggage.
Yeah.
And it's not allowed to go on any plane but yours. And it's not allowed to stay at the airport with you.
Do
on
they
the
have a
plane.
routing number on them, like a
You
serial
and
code?
that case have to both be on the plane before the plane can take off as well. Like they
Yeah.
have to verify that they're both there.
Oh wow.
It's awesome, actually.
It's really great for fursuits where, like, you know, a hand palm might get thrown in the you know, search process, or something might get lost, or it'll get left in an airport. Please don't abuse it, because we use it for, like, really, really expensive things. So don't put it with, like, your clothes, but, like, fursuit, yeah, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a few fursuiters who travel with a flare gun, specifically so they can...
Yeah.
get
What's
around
always
this stuff.
kind of funny is at New Year's, where some of the people that were there, God, that was like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
They had a flare gun in their case, and they TSA managed to crack it, or the luggage handler. So there is, you know, the flare gun, a firearm, quote unquote, with a cracked case, which isn't allowed. So they actually had to go out to a container store and buy another container to put the fursuit in, or a Home Depot or something.
Right.
And I don't know the conclusion to this story, but I know they like launched this huge complaint thing because it's like super illegal for there to be a hole in a case with a quote unquote firearm in it on an airplane. So if they're watching, or we can ask them later what the follow up to that was. But yeah, pro tips from fursuiters, camera guys, and flying with expensive things.
Also, as a caveat, don't do this internationally. This works in the U.S. state to state. I don't know about international borders. I don't know about international law when it comes to possession of a flare gun.
Yeah. Possession of a flare gun.
We are not lawyers, by the way,
No.
so don't take anything we say as legal.
Yeah.
Where's Boozy?
Yeah, where's Boozy?
I'm the other badger.
Can we get him on call?
That's true, you are a badger.
Yeah.
So badgers are all somewhat trustworthy. Av is typing on my laptop, by the way. I'm
No, I'm
running.
not.
Yeah,
No,
I definitely
it's definitely
can't-
Paradox.
It's your Tor arms.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely can't speak for New Zealand, but as I say, much the same in Australia. Don't fly with a firearm, right?
What are guns?
What are guns? Exactly, right? Like, this is the thing.
Like-
I get so unnerved whenever I see a police officer around here with an actual fucking firearm. I'm like,
We carry tasers.
I know. Yeah, like, you know, the worst we've got is
I mean, we've
tasers
got
for the most
tasers
part.
and-
Yeah.
So I live in the very southern state of Northern Virginia. It's below the Mason-Dixon line. It's the south.
Right.
And open carry is legal there.
Yes.
Northern Virginia, no one does that because it's basically.
I saw this in Texas and I shat myself.
You drive to somewhere in bumfuck Virginia. There are people walking around unironically with leather holsters and like big revolvers,
Well, because
and not
it's bumfuck in Virginia.
yeah, but it's legal. You could
You're
actually
gonna,
walk
you're
around.
Tidewater, you're not gonna.
That's
see that
crazy.
shit.
You can,
I
you,
was-
can, you can walk around with anything up to like an AR-15 on your back,
Pretty
and
much, yeah.
it's legal.
What?
Yeah, open carry. Open carry.
So, well, that's
No,
the
no,
thing.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Someone
I gotta
walking
get another
around
drink
with
for
a
that one.
deagle on their hip.
What the
hell?
So my one of my previous companies I used to work at, which I'm not going to name, but they had a headquarters in Scottsdale, Arizona, and the official international headquarters, like the headquarters for all of the company, was based in Auckland, New Zealand, right? But the CEO flew over to Scottsdale, Arizona, to the sort of American headquarters and freaked the fuck out because there was so many people within the office with actual armed, like, loaded firearms.
What the
like,
fuck? In the office? Why?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, so
Yes,
he was like
it's concealed
immediately. He immediately instituted a ban on firearms through the entire building and caused a huge like cultural kerfuffle about the whole situation.
Ha, kerfluffle.
Yeah,
Kerfluffle?
kerfluffle. Yes. No, yeah, caused a huge issue with it. There was a whole bunch.
Sorry, it's Arizona.
Yeah,
They,
that's
they
the thing.
need those to help keep the illegals out.
Oh, exactly, right. But that's the thing. It was so funny because it's like we were just sitting there going, "Holy shit!" They were like, I was talking to this dude. He had like a freaking armed firearm in his pocket or
Yeah.
something, you know. And it was the thing. Like
I mean,
we were
they're-
sitting here
they're
going,
just handguns, right?
we were sitting here
Just
going,
handguns.
we shouldn't have to make this rule, right? But then
Sorry.
again, all the people in the Arizona were like, why the hell are they making this rule? You know, it's my right. And it's like, fucking hell, it's crazy.
So,
And south.
anybody else that we wanted to like do a talk with or interview with? I mean, we got everybody here. Trying to think if there's anything else.
Well, I mean, I could tell stories about my border crossings again, but I mean, like coming across the border.
More Kiwi versus Australian.
Oh, okay. Round 2, fight. No, the reality is we actually really like Australia. Like, you know, whenever it's like Australia competing in sports or doing something internationally.
Not return.
It's not.
They like us. We don't like
fucking
them.
West Islanders, right?
we need an actual British person here.
I'm sorry, but we totally like chipped you guys off to fuck yous away. Like,
Hey,
we're
hey,
like,
you guys,
Nope.
look up your Australian constitution. New Zealand is literally fucking in there. Like,
It
we
used to be. We
actually, no, that's
disowned
right.
you.
Actually, this is a very good point. It used to be. So, like, history lesson here. When Australia was formed with all the 6 states and all that sort of shit, you guys actually added New Zealand as a 7th state. We just chose not to acknowledge it.
That's not true. We disowned you because
no.
The sheep, mate. We couldn't take it.
You couldn't take the sheep.
No, we were like, it's too much. Like,
I reiterate my.
we're already getting fucked by kangaroos. We don't need you guys fucking sheep at the same
I reiterate
time.
my previous statement. The only reason why New Zealand seems to have more sheep is because we keep them in the paddocks, not in the bedroom. So.
Where are the hobbits and wizards?
Sorry?
Where are the hobbits and wizards?
Oh, God.
Isengard, mate.
What's funny is so I spent obviously a while in New Zealand visiting the Infosec Den.
Did you
Shout
find
out
any hobbits?
Shout out to Tequin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana.
Hey, hi.
Hi, you're right there.
See,
It was funny because people
Shout out to
like
me.
so many people would just be like, "Oh, did you see this thing?" And I'm like, "No." Did you see this thing? No, I saw data center.
I haven't seen any of it either. It's like the closest I've ever been to seeing any of the Lord of the Rings set was literally the fact that like the city that's right next to my one, the river that would go through the middle of there was like one of the rivers that they used in the very first Lord of the Rings film. Like it's in the middle of a city. It's hilarious. But yeah, aside from that, like you know, I haven't really gone searching for the whole Lord of the Rings film.
What is New? That's pretty much the only thing New Zealand's famous for, though. Like,
So I read earlier today that 1 in every 160 New Zealanders was involved in the production of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
And
there's like a
the-
huge legal fuck up.
apparently the other 159 are all sheep.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So yeah, can you tell me anything besides Lord of the Rings that you guys are famous for?
Well, that's the problem. It's just like
mudslides.
Literally every single fucking person.
These airplanes that have the really good veggie burgers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah, exactly. But the funny thing is they're not even Kiwi veggie burgers. It's just literally the Impossible Burger. Which
Chances
is what I
are it
think
was
you
made in
guys
Australia.
invented. But yeah, that's the problem. Like every single time I go to a restaurant, aside from what are you talking about? Like what are you saying? Because they can't understand my accent.
Sex.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, sorry. Say 6 again.
Sex.
Yeah. Sex. Yeah. Sorry.
The number of the action.
You're gonna text me?
Yeah. I remember.
Wow.
But yeah, the aside from the fact that nobody can understand what the fuck I'm trying to order, every single time I go, I'm from New Zealand, they go, oh, I really wanted to go and see the Lord of the Rings set. I'm like, fuck, there's more to New Zealand than fucking, you know, what J.R.R. Tolkien freaking invented.
To be fair, there's lots of furries in New Zealand.
There is actually quite a
lots
few.
of furries.
Well, I
There's-
mean, for a country that has less people than Toronto, you know, we've actually got a surprising amount of people. It's quite. I'm pretty impressed with our little.
Well, there was a
thing.
lot of
And
talking animals in Lord of the Rings. so-
Shout out to Kendra, who's currently in the chat right now for organising FurCons. Like, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, FurCons was fun. Yeah, I went
Paradox was there.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was great. It's a little bit different than normal cons. I mean, it's sort of.
FurCons is similar to Camp Farrell.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a little bit less intense, but it's more like sort of literally intense, not intense. It's not a very intense con, but it's
Thank you.
What? Intense?
It's literally not intense.
As in a tent?
Yeah, as in it's not in a tent. It is in cabins. But like I know, was it Camp Feral?
Is it intense?
Camp out in
I'm
a
very
tent?
confused.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I've asked the chat to keep track of New Zealand versus Australia. So cast your vote now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Who's the winner? Who's the winner?
This would be fucking great, actually. Yeah. Who wins? New Zealand versus Australia.
So, yeah,
just remember that New Zealand can cast their vote a lot faster because we've got gigabit fiber, and you guys are still trying to deal with the copper. So just take into account that whole thing.
But we'll just take a whole bunch of animals that can kill you. We'll win.
You'll need the animals to go and cast the vote, like carrier pigeons and
So
stuff.
isn't
for your
there
internet
actually
infrastructure, right?
actual like genuine nerd talk though?
We love you, really, Tall Wolf. Sorry.
Okay.
Isn't there a new under ocean fiber line going from
Yeah, actually, I'm probably not the best person to talk about it. All I heard was it's happening. I know that Sakari, who may or may not be listening to the chat right now, he's literally my ISP. Like, whenever...
Yeah, can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah. So,
can we talk about the fact that your ISP is literally a cat?
Yeah.
Furry.
Yeah, it's a cat furry. Like, so whenever the internet goes down, I just go onto Telegram and spam him cat stickers until the internet works again. It's great. But yeah, like, shout out to Sakari. He's absolutely fucking fantastic. I love that guy.
Sakari's one of those people too that what I love about him is that you can like ask him a question and then like 4 hours later you get the answer. Like, but like, I mean that in a good way though. Like, he's one of those people where like every 5 minutes you learn something new.
Oh god, yeah.
And he just does such a good job with all that stuff.
Full of fantastic information. But
the weird thingy?
Oh, this is we talked about this.
Oh, sorry,
last
this
week.
is before. This is the InfoSec Den's pet. So we probably didn't explain this very well in the last chat.
Guys, don't.
What?
Shh. I'm explaining a story.
Yeah, he's talking.
Story time from Kiwis. So this is our pet because we're massive nerds and we decide to 3D print our pets instead of buying real ones. This is our pangolin pet who.
See, I knew it wasn't a freaking armadillo.
No, it's not an armadillo. It's a pangolin.
Did Big Fur make this? I know he's
That's
been
what I
making a
kept
lot of
telling them.
dragons.
I'm like, I couldn't remember what the name was.
No. This is so it's a 3D printed pet. Techwin actually 3D printed it. I can't remember who designed it. It's like the sort of the joke around our flat is whenever you sort of see him around the flat, we move him to a different spot. So it's sort of like, it looks like he's moving around.
All traveling.
I packed him.
Adorable.
I literally packed him into my luggage at the last minute just to sort of see Kaiwana's reaction. And Kaiwana is another person at the InfoSec Den. Just to see his reaction when he's like tuned into the channel. He's like, wait, hang on, what's it doing on the desk? And he's like, it was great. Like, it was definitely. Oh, hang on.
That camera's having a hard time focusing.
It is having a very hard time.
How do I put it in manual focus?
I don't know.
Finally, a use for 3D.
Slowly climb it in. Yeah.
Zoom. Yeah. Slowly climb it in. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
it's like,
little
it's just adorable.
That is absolutely adorable. We're so stoked with it. So I'll bring him back. Don't worry, guys. We'll definitely have him back in the thing. But yeah, this is our 3D printed pet from our Fred printer, which is the name of the last FurCast episode. Oh no! You killed him!
He's alive. He landed. He's okay.
On his feet, he's fine.
So that's one more point against Australia there, because just. Do not respect
Endangering pangolins.
Endangering
3D printed pangolins.
Tell me if you... Okay. We eat our coat of arms. Do you?
No, so possums. We eat our possums. Or sorry, we'll shoot our possums.
Possums?
Yeah, they do.
Wait, so
Possums are adorable.
So the actually different possums to the possums that you guys have in
Yeah,
Australia.
not the
Like,
opossums.
very different possums.
okay.
So in Australia, they're endangered. In New Zealand, they're so all over the show, they're actually destroying our environment and they're declared national pests, and we try and kill them as much as possible.
Want to know what else is endangered? Red wolves.
Aww.
Wow, I love everybody's
Somebody give them a hug. Oh no.
I'm not the last one.
He's the last one.
I have a Telegram group full of red wolves. There's at least 3 of us.
And they're all gay. That's why they're not one.
We are all gay.
That's
Shit.
a bit of a problem. Yes.
I mean, it'll be like the white
eclipse
rhino
the
soon enough,
actual
so.
red wolves.
Yeah.
By the way, the current count is Australia 2, New Zealand 16.
You know why that's happening? Because all of TZ friends are in the chat. So
Totally the reason. I may have done a little bit of advertising for the show before entering, so I might
See, we
be a little bit
could say though that Toll's a good boy.
I am a good boy.
Because Toll is a good boy.
I'm always a good boy.
It is easier to advertise the channel though, because we actually do have internet. So
We have internet too. It's just not very good.
Does the internet try and kill you as well?
Yes. Yes.
That's why.
Let me tell you, that internet is full of dangerous animals.
Seriously though, like a lot of the big problems like NBN is like the fiber to the node, like the cabinets that they would like put the VDSL out or whatever, would like rats would get in there and chew the wires and snakes and shit.
To be absolutely honest, like if all like to be absolutely fair. All of the shit show that is going on with Australia's internet is all political reasons. Like, you guys have such a crazy
Oh my god!
political landscape.
So when they decided to do the whole cable thing,
Did they try to go like we do?
yeah,
That's your problem right there.
yeah, no, but and then we had like our prime minister get stabbed in the back, kind of thing, and then got changed political party.
Mm-hmm.
And then that dude was like, nah, fuck your fiber to the node shit. We're going to go all copper. Like, and we're like, all right, whatever.
After already spending billions of dollars.
Yes.
So it's like, billions of dollars, fiber, and I would just do copper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wait, shit, the copper's actually really crappy. Oh, no, we have to replace all the copper.
Yeah, they fucked up.
But at least that guy wasn't a dual citizen, right? That whole situation.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That whole situation. Like, here's New Zealand screwing over
had
Australia.
This whole fiasco of that one of our electees couldn't be elected in the end because...
It wasn't one, it was several.
Yeah, no, it started from one. It stemmed from this one. He couldn't get elected because he was still... he had dual citizenship in Europe, so he couldn't
So you couldn't be a political figure.
political party for Australia. I was like, what the hell? And then they were like, wait, is this a common thing? And then they started checking people, and they're like, oh, 7 or 8
Was
people.
it liberal or labor?
Labor.
Labor.
It was a few people, and then they suddenly realised that this also applies to people who are eligible for citizenship. Not necessarily are citizens, but if you're eligible for citizenship in another country, it still counts. So there were some people who had been born in New Zealand but moved over 3 months later, lived their entire lives in Australia, had gotten all the way through their political parties, and were now like leaders of their political party. And it turns out because they were eligible for New Zealand citizenship, they weren't they had to get kicked out of Parliament. And it was like, New Zealand's screwing over Australia again. It's great.
So we have a giant cookie.
Oh, woo!
All right, so if you want to hand me the cookie, because I've got a camera that can... I already have a camera up there, but... Yeah.
Look at you fucking proactive.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to try to get this on the shot.
The whole... bad motor control. I want to hold the knife.
There we go. So,
Did you say you have bad motor?
So you guys know how we got a giant cookie for episode 200, and
people licking knives and stuff lately.
what other episode did we get this for? It was the episode that we were leaving the last studio.
It was like 296 or something.
296 or something like that. Well, anyway, we have this one now. It says enter custom text here, max 301 characters.
Oh, the big 301.
Aww. Who are we singing happy birthday to?
The end of our lives.
The show.
The show.
Happy birthday.
Anyway, so, somebody cut slices of cookie.
I brought color-coded cups for everyone.
Color-coded cups.
I want blue cups.
I want purple.
Yeah, to this
I want blue.
Oh.
Wow.
But blue's special because I got plastic cups for us because they didn't make blue in this color.
So recently, I don't know where CJ is, but he was the last person that went to Mrs. Fields and got us a cookie.
He's been here the whole time.
Hi, CJ. There he is.
See how easily you're forgotten.
I was laying down, actually.
Yeah. So CJ went to Mrs. Fields last time and had an interesting story about ordering some swear words on the cookie. And I went this time and I tried to get them, what was that, TC? Sorry?
We're werewolves, not swearwolves.
Werewolves, not swearwolves. No, but I tried to get them to put like a text box with enter custom character. I wanted it to be like, one of those things where it was like a website joke where it'd be like, enter custom text here, max this many characters.
This for a second.
Yeah.
He is cutting a cookie with a sharp knife on his lap with a cardboard box underneath.
That's why we were like moving stuff out
He's
of
a
the way.
dog. He's neutering himself.
Okay, that's a single badass point to Australia. We're not that stupid. So. I mean, sorry, we're not that badass. Sorry, it slipped a little bit.
The problem is, though, every time someone says, trust me, there's always a problem
Trust me, I'm
afterward.
Australian.
That makes it worse. You realize this makes it worse.
When you say trust me, I'm Australian, I'm waiting for spiders to shoot out of your mouth.
Just grabs the knife and just spiders everywhere.
All right. Do you guys want to go on a quick break and rekajig kind of where we're at with everything?
That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
We're going to get this cookie cut and get it all sorted out.
Jiggers!
All right. So we're going to go on a quick break. It's probably just going to be 1 or 2 tracks, guys. And we'll be back after that. Maybe we'll do more stories. We'll swap around who's at the mics and
I'll give Tall Wolf a hug because I feel bad now.
I think we're on to something. Yeah, this could be the time. I heard a change is coming. Got here before it arrived. Too late to think about it. Just lock into the ride. Been busy organizing to bring you here tonight. Don't buy the hype about it, 'cause but now I'm done in a year. I need to get excited, bring on the good times, hello. Good times. You thought you were invited, don't think so. Just relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Just relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Just relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Relax, 'cause nothing is under control. Just relax. Just like the rain outside, your body's sweating, dripping wet, and I just can't control myself, no baby. Be my obsession, my possession, baby. I got fine selection, this must be your lucky day, baby. I wanna jack it, smack it, you know the shit that turns you on. I wanna lick it, kiss it, I give you everything you want. Howling out your name, blood like champagne. You gon' feel the bite when the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight. I watch you burn this place to ashes, move that ass and raise a glass to how you love to misbehave, baby. Be my addiction, my prescription, baby. I got a condition, it must be your lucky day. I wanna jack it, smack it, you know the shit that turns you on. I wanna lick it, kiss it, I give you everything you want. Howling out your name, blood like champagne. You gon' feel the bite when the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight. Yeah, 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 baby. When the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight. I wanna see you breathing. I got the window steaming. I wanna see you breathing. Howling out your name. Blood like champagne. You gon' feel the bite when the wolf comes out tonight. Tonight, baby. When the wolf comes out tonight, you can feel the bite. When the wolf comes out tonight. Yeah, 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 yeah. When the wolf comes out tonight, can you feel the bite? When the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight. When the wolf comes out tonight.
You guys are listening to FurCast live on XBN. That was The Wolf by Spencer Lee Band. I played that one on the last show as well. All of the mics are back on at this point as Pharaoh is hitting his mic with a bunch of things. And in the meantime, I'm going to just cue all of the metadata to say that we're all good. I think we're probably going to do a little bit of news next. Just a little bit. because there are a couple really funny articles coming up. Although I just looked at the camera. What the fuck? He just put this on me. I don't even know what's happening right now. Anyway.
It's all of my ribbons that have been floating around everywhere.
The mic's low. The mic's low.
Oh, the mic's a little bit low. Sorry. I've been putting up all the ribbons around the studio, and it's sort of freeze frame just comes in and just starts wrapping me in ribbons, and now there's just ribbons everywhere. It's just ridiculous.
There we go. And now we have a good boy on camera. That is a really cute suit, by the way.
It is adorable.
The nose is so soft.
The nose is so
soft. It is very, very adorable.
Wait, look my way.
I need you to read articles.
I need to put the milk away.
Okay. He says he needs to put the milk away, so.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I need to stroke this nose. Hang on.
Touch it. It's really soft.
Oh my god, it's so soft. Ah!
It is really good.
It is adorable. I love the nose. I need to get.
There's streamers on my ears.
I've been a furry for 10 years and I still have not got a suit. I'm embarrassed with myself.
Why? Just haven't found...
Yeah, I've been a furry.
Good question.
It's the same thing for me. I've been a furry for 10 years and I haven't.
The problem is it takes about as much as a fursuit for me to actually come out here. So, like, if I didn't visit here, I would have fursuits. But
yeah,
like, I love you guys too much. It's and that's not just like the fact that I'm slightly drunk saying that. So,
all right.
Right
here.
I mean, I'm not drunk at all. I'm totally sober right now.
Did you just give him American Coke?
Yeah.
Oh, American Coke is weird.
I like it.
It really is. Like, okay, as a Kiwi, American Coke is the worst Coke, which is weird.
I agree with you.
Seeing
as an American, I agree with
American,
you. Every time I travel and I have Coke, I'm like, this is so good.
As an American
really
who invented. You guys invented Coke. What went wrong?
I don't know.
Right.
It's because it's made with it's high starch fructose.
Hey, Av, sit in for Pharaoh.
Okay.
Sit in for Pharaoh because he's not here.
Yeah.
You want to read an article?
You are new Pharaoh now.
Sure, I'll read an article.
You want to read an article?
Hi, new Pharaoh.
Yeah. Just read it.
Take your suit.
Dogs hold grudges while wolves kiss ass and make up.
Hang on, we need the music.
I know, hold on, I'm getting the music ready.
Just pretend you didn't hear
Since
that,
I'm
and then
Pharaoh,
we'll retake it.
I need my headphones back. So I can hear
Very much.
something.
Let's see.
Can you hear them with that?
Yeah, you can put on those headphones, Av.
Oh, yeah,
the one on the floor right there.
The ones on the floor.
We're just so organized right
From
now.
the dollar store?
I still can't believe you don't have a problem with Coke. It's the original Coke. It's
Hello?
the best
Hello?
Coke.
Yep, hey.
Hey.
Hey now. So what is your radio voice that you use all the time?
Hello, this is my ridiculous radio voice. I don't hear myself in these headphones.
You know?
Are these the correct headphones?
Yeah, they are. Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you were just loose.
Dollar store.
Dollar store.
Yeah, share the mic.
Share mic.
Yeah.
Sure, Mike. All right, so here we go.
Hello and welcome to FurCast.
You do a radio announcer, like a music announcer, sorry, a news announcer so much better than I can.
Yeah.
Like, the Kiwi accent, nobody can take it seriously, whatever voice I put it on, so.
I mean, if you were
If it helps, I take it very seriously.
I just sound
You
very
have an
gay
absolutely
when I do
amazing
an
voice. I would
accent.
seriously believe
Like,
you.
What was that dog? I couldn't hear you.
I just tend to sound super gay whenever I try to do like a news anchor kind of accent. It's like
super gay.
Hello and welcome to FurCast.
Actually, what I want to hear is non-Americans doing American accents.
Isn't there a ton of that?
I can do that.
Let's hear it.
I will do it when I get out of the head because otherwise it's just going to get really
Yeah, you could do it outside of head in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, no. So like, when you even enter your apartment building, it's you going, "Hello, I've been waiting for you."
It says, what does it say? It says, "Come on up. I've been expecting you," or something like that.
Yeah, and then when you ring the doorbell, it goes, "One moment, please."
Just a second. I'll be right with you.
You have speakers everywhere, which is just your voice. Like, I don't know how you don't get sick of it.
I need to.
It's only because it's the stupid voice. It's not like my normal everyday voice.
As somebody who is absolutely determined to stick everything I own inside the house on the internet, I absolutely need to go and visit this place and see this kind of.
Is this just a gloat about the gigabit internet?
Well, no, it's because he's an infosec professional,
Yeah.
and
So-
you're a do-it-yourself professional.
Yeah, exactly.
I do, however, have gigabit internet.
That is fantastic. But I mean, the thing is,
Suck
it's like
it,
I work in a
Australia.
Exactly. Oh, we
Actually,
should have gone to
so
Australia.
story about that. Do you want to tell the story about how
my
you
God.
got it?
All right. What could go wrong with putting this in the world? Okay. So they started offering gigabit internet in my neighborhood, but for some reason not in my building.
Right.
And I called the company and I'm like, hey, you're offering it across the street, but not here. Like, I can literally see the fiber node outside my window.
Right.
And they're like, no, it's not available in your building. I'm like, why not? And they're like, nope, it's not available. All right, fine. I tried everything. No luck. So I asked a friend of mine who runs a cafe across the street. I'm like, hey, can I install the fiber in your cafe? And then I don't know. I'll just get it over to my place somehow, maybe Wi-Fi or something.
Right.
She was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. So I had them come and they ran this wire like all the way around the building and like through some trees and into the cafe.
Right.
Which, by the way, is way further than if they had just run it to my building. But whatever. They're like, no. We can only install it at this address. You know what it is? There's some database, and
there's some
my address is in the system as not available.
Right.
So anyway.
I mean, this place, if it's listed as a single, it doesn't. We can't get gigabit.
We can
but
get gigabit for upper.
We can get gigabit for the upstairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the second floor, because it's a second floor apartment or whatever they have it listed as.
We
It's
have
like, the fuck.
We have a similar problem. Like, there is, like, my house number, let's just say it's, 12,
Yeah.
So we've got there's 12 my street name, and then there's 12A, which is exactly the same building. There's literally no indication that there's a second flat anywhere. But so we've got it installed at one of these addresses, but it's the same physical location.
Right.
And we can never remember what it is. Like, sometimes we'll submit a job off, and they're like, oh, there's no internet at that address. It's like, to hell there is. I just sent you a job offer through that internet.
So,
but it's because we've got the wrong address.
So I had it installed at the cafe.
Yeah.
And it turns out if you need to run wires across the street, you can kind of just do it. And nobody really notices. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Well, that's what you do for a living. So I literally just like put on a hard hat and a safety vest, and
There you go. You're one of us.
right, and I got a ladder.
No one will ever.
You're a contractor. Hey, you
You're
got
a
the cones too, and you got a
Right?
flare or something. Just
Yeah.
carton it off.
Oh my God, that's
Safety
awesome.
vest.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about the cones. I could have done that.
So you just like strung up an Ethernet cable across
Yes.
the road?
Yes, I did. In fact, I ran two because that way, if one fails, I have a second.
Well, I told you what I want to get. There's aerial Ethernet.
Aerial Ethernet, like
just Wi-Fi.
No.
No, it's
There's
Ethernet
cable
with
a guide light wire on it that you tie off to a pole and to another pole, so you can run it across streets.
You mean like a metal wire?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a
so it's
messenger
like
wire.
strengthened.
Yes.
Oh, nice. The one I bought was like designed for outdoor, and it has like a metal like thing in it to make it stronger. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll last. Actually, literally last week they called me. The ISP called me, and they were like, "Hey, you have a large building with many tenants. We'd like to offer your tenants." Fiber internet. I'm like, awesome.
awesome. We can't wait.
I would totally love to have fiber right now.
It's been really bad without all of that internet going on.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
We were about to read.
We're about to read news.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I guess Av's gonna try to read it here.
Oh boy.
Do you want helium?
Oh my God!
yes.
Yeah, okay, we need
Yes,
to do
I do.
this. At least one episode. We need, at least one news article. Just the headline. Do it with helium.
Well, I needed like scissors or something.
Just bite it.
Bite it.
Oh, okay.
Just bite
Hold on.
it.
When doggy chums have spat, they're not very good at making up, according to a new study published in Royal Society Open Science. In fact, despite having more fights, wolves are much better peacemakers, suggesting that our furry BFFs have become more and more grateful over the time.
That's amazing. It sounds kind of old-timey. I love it.
Nope, that works too well.
Yeah.
Okay, I still have this open. Does anybody else want this?
Are you ready to try a little more?
Do like the introduction of War of the Worlds with that.
Oh gosh. I mean, I have a copy of it downstairs somewhere, I'm sure.
This just
Hold
in.
on.
World War II.
Wait, what if I combine helium with my silly radio voice?
Your silly. Oh no, try it.
Oh,
the Chaz wasn't.
All right, everybody, be quiet.
Oh gosh.
Hello, this is Kerfluffle. Actually, wait, this is FurCast. Please listen carefully as our menu has recently changed.
Oh, this was the best idea. Why are we not doing this on every show?
You know, you should just fill the room with helium, or what is it? Sulfur hexafluoride.
Oh, that's the one where it gets lower. Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Police come and everyone's just dead.
That'll be our 400th episode.
Yeah, our 400th episode where we all just suffocate.
400 Welcome to the cult.
Welcome to the
Yeah, exactly. I like
How'd they all die?
Welcome to the high speaking cult.
When do you mix? If you mixed helium and sulfur hexafluoride?
You'd speak normal.
Would you?
Mm-hmm. This is the worst way to do it.
Wow.
Where'd you leave off?
It's going to be blue helium, of
I
course.
read the first paragraph, but I don't know if it was in any way sensical.
Use your canines. You're a canine.
Here we go.
A team of researchers put together 4 wolf packs and 4 dog packs, each containing between 2 and 5 members. They then observed the animals' interactions, making note of the aggressive, dominant, submissive, and affiliate behaviors.
I'm getting a bit of South Park here.
Pharaoh, you can't hear it, but I'm speeding up the music too.
I was just thinking of those horrible web cartoons.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Foamy.
Oh yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Affiliate behavior was particularly heightened after aggressive encounters, as it suggested that the dogs or wolves were saying sorry and making peace with their buddies. Terrence. Hey, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm not your guy.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
Hey, Terrence. I just farted. What was that, Philip? Such a fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a bone-biting bastard, Uncle Fucker. You're Uncle Fucker, yes, it's true. Murray Uncle Fucker.
Oh my god.
Queefing is disgusting.
Does anyone know what this story is actually about?
No.
Dogs and wolves, I think.
Dogs and wolves.
I lost track.
Dogs and wolves. Dogs being more good boys.
Dogs being dicks because we bred them down to be stupid.
Pretty much.
There, Pharaoh.
Oh.
All right, that's for you. You know everything you need to.
It's actually a really interesting article. It's basically talking about how, like, because dogs are domesticated, they've lost the ability to be, like, social and keep their shit together.
Communicate with each other properly.
Really?
See, if you want to get the
Tell
true
me
effect
more.
of it, you have to literally breathe out and take a full lung of the helium, and you'll find the true effect. Because most people just do a little bit.
The true effect.
The true effect of helium.
No, that wasn't enough.
Here, so.
Oh boy.
First, like,
just grabbing the balloons.
take a few deep breaths first.
A little hyperventilation.
Yes, to prevent hyperventilation.
Whippets make your voice drop.
I'm waiting for them to just pass out.
I'm fully
worried
exhale
about
all the air.
Like, what if you just heavy breathing?
There we go. That's a little better. Hello, and welcome to FurCast.
I don't know what else to say. Feeling a little lightheaded.
Tell Thor to stop shooting my house with lightning. We have one more balloon left.
There's one.
There was one in the corner.
Oh, it's gone.
What about fursuiting?
Boy.
We need a fursuiter with a squeaky voice.
All right.
I was gonna do it, but you can't fit the balloon in your face.
Yeah.
It's just a challenge. You just come on.
I'll see what they want me to. So it was Butters and Kerman.
Oh gosh. Really?
Oh, so Pharaoh's reading the chat room to see what people might have.
Tell Thor to stop shooting my house with lightning. I'm not sure what that reference is from.
Where is it? Okay, there it is.
Finger.
All right.
And then let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try here.
Okay, here we go.
So take it fully exhale.
Exhale all the way.
Okay.
And put it right up to your mouth.
Exhale all the way.
I know.
And then keep
I'm trying to
breathing
get
in until you
my-
get a full lung.
Full lung of it?
Yes.
All right. See, where is it ripped? It's ripped right there.
Just jam the whole thing in your mouth.
Okay. Let's try to figure
You
out.
can't get it in.
Yeah, it's really, it's like broken right there, so it's hard to. Okay, here we go.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Dogs were domesticated from. No, I didn't get enough of it.
No.
A little bit.
You gotta get full.
Don't breathe in.
Yeah,
Instead, let
just
it like push it into your mouth.
Okay.
And close your mouth around it.
It's like, putting your lips on a tit.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what
That's gonna help him.
Issues.
Therefore, dogs are aggressive to their pals less often than wolves, but aren't very good at making up, instead holding a grudge and avoiding their opponents. But why? Dogs are domesticated from...
Oh, that's fantastic. Jesus Christ.
Dogs are domesticated from wolves a very long time ago. And the domestication process has certainly affected both their looks and personalities, but it seems that it's also affected their social skills. While domestic dogs are often sociable with one another, they are not as highly social as wolves are, which live together in packs of up to 15 and depend on one another when it comes to things like hunting large animals and looking after their pups.
Dude, you okay there?
The chat is wanting me to do it now. It's like, oh god.
You did
Kiwi accent. Thanks for.
We're proud of you.
Oh, fuck. I have two things I have to say.
Yeah.
But why?
But why?
Yeah, that kind of. Oh, my voice is still a little higher up than it was before, I think. And now it's finally.
There it is.
Thor, fuck off, my boy. Thor, stop shooting lightning at my house. Fuck you, Copman. Wow. Wow.
Into the magical lands of cherries.
Imagination.
We are the Lollipop Guild.
We are the Lollipop Guild.
I have a little bit left if you want to try, but I don't think this is
Here.
enough.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah,
Got
go
one
with
too there.
Yeah, I've got one.
Wait, what if we use the straw?
Hang on. What do you want me to say?
Straw.
Just kind of lift the head up.
Just go ranting about
Here, I'll block your
Aussies.
view.
This is definitely some cult-like.
Hang on.
All right, Nightclaw's trying.
Hold on, I got the mic.
Yeah, get the mic for Nightclaw.
Okay, I got this.
I want to hear him bleed.
Hey, Paradox, do you want to bring up the article on this screen?
I'm waiting for him to bleed.
I don't think I got any. Nope. Hold on.
You still sound the same.
Yep.
If you don't take you have to exhale completely and take
Yeah.
a full lung, like more than you would normally breathe.
Let the balloon fill your lungs with deep, deep helium.
This is gonna make him laugh.
I don't feel like he's even taking any at the moment.
No.
Like it's the same size. No.
I don't think you broke it.
What do you? Is
I don't
there
think
any
it's
air
broken.
coming out?
Is it?
Yeah, make a bigger hole.
Yeah, you're a goat. You're supposed to be able
You want you want to take a whole breath, like a normal breath, like a.
He's trying.
Yeah, no, it's much too small of a hole. Do we have scissors?
Oh,
no!
There's no more left. Well, we got one.
Now we're all gonna breathe higher slightly to talk higher.
Hello,
Do
everybody.
we have one that's got a big hole in it already?
This
there's
one's
a little
sort
bit
of, but there's
left
very
in-
little in
That's
here.
not enough to.
Yeah.
No.
Is there any more outside?
Probably.
I don't know.
You could go fill some up.
No, I used up
All of it.
Well, there was a 5-year-old thing of helium that we just had in the basement for 5 years.
Just dumb,
For episode 201.
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, you got one, TC?
I've got a thing I can say.
No, no balloons.
No balloons. All right.
Go to Walmart.
Rush over to Walmart.
Run during the show.
You gotta take the stream onto the road.
It's called Balloon Party.
Okay, here we go. Wait, here we go.
That's fucking.
Keep going.
More air.
It began with the forging of the great rings. 3 were given to the elves, immortal, wisest, and fairest of all beings. 7 to the dwarf lords, great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls.
And 9 rings were given to the races of men who above all else desire power. For within these rings... Oh, I've lost it now. Sorry.
Paul. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
For within these rings was bound the strength and the will to govern each race. But they were all of them deceived, for another ring was made. Deep in the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged a master ring, and into the ring he poured all his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life.
Oh, God.
Yep, cover it.
Oh, boy.
Here, turn that mic just a little bit towards him.
Boy.
Take it all. Finish it off. Finish on that balloon.
The hobbits are going to Isengard, to Isengard, to Isengard. The hobbits are going to Isengard.
Very good. Oh, God.
There you go. It's the only fucking Lord of the Rings thing I'm doing this tonight.
You've done your country proud.
I'm so fucking sick of it.
You did the right.
Way to be statistical Kiwi there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just like-
Fun. Or Lord of the Rings.
I know.
All there
Like,
is there.
the moment I mention anything Lord of the Rings, you Americans just melt. So it's just like, okay, fine, whatever.
Anyway, we never finished this article. I don't think anybody cares.
Something wolves are cute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news.
Dogs are dumb and wolves are socially dumb.
Okay, this one. I kind of want to read this one.
Go for it.
Okay, here, I'm just going to skip through some of the news.
I found that one.
Do you want to read this one, Pharaoh? Actually, I want you to read it. Just go back to the doc. It's in there.
God. I wish it said that one. You shall not pass.
It's under the lifestyle section.
You shall not pass. You shall not pass.
Can I get deep voice? Can I get demon voice for this?
Sure.
Since we just did helium voice with the actual helium.
Do some contrast.
Yes. I think a little deeper. Yeah. Wait. Yep. Right. That's it. Right there. A little less. A little too deep. Right there. That's right on the money. I think right there should be good. Yep. I think that's it. Yep. That's it. Yeah. New study finds creative people are more likely to murder others in their dreams. Wait, what kind of people? Creative. Now you're thinking creatively. Due to their deeply personal, you had to be there nature, human dreams are quite difficult to study in the confines of a clinical science. An approach based on objective and observable data. Despite the inherent challenges, however, psychologists are still drawn towards the puzzle of why our dreams take on various mundane, anxiety-inducing, adventurous, or downright nonsensical themes as they do.
Okay. Okay, so wait. So they're saying that creative people are more likely to kill people in their dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this true?
Is this not normal?
How often do you dream of killing people?
How many times a night are we talking?
How many of these people have you killed?
Not these people.
2.
Now you're thinking creatively.
What? There's only 2 things creative people care about: sex and violence.
This is now a hat. This is now a cat. This is now a murdered baseball bat.
So that's why writing is just all
Yeah.
sex and violence and everything.
Yeah, blood, sweat,
What do you expect? Come on.
Yeah.
That's what sells. I see.
I would have laughed so hard if that just shattered. Boy.
I need to pee.
Published this month in the aptly named journal Dreaming, A study led by Jonas Maes at the Institute for Experimental Psychology at the Heinrich Heine University in Dusseldorf presents us with a new insight on this particular troubling yet common subset of dreams: violent nightmares.
So that's what it is? It's nightmares?
Well, I mean, maybe nightmares for some, or maybe
other people would consider it a nightmare. So.
Right. Oh, okay.
It depends on the context.
It does.
Okay.
A nightmare for some can be a joy for others.
Yeah.
Just think of Freddy.
Are you saying like if
and
nightmares-
Jason, they're really happy people.
Yeah, but like, I'm confused. Are you saying nightmares are the fetish, or are you saying like the things that are happening in the nightmares are just like fun for them?
No, there's always two sides to every story. So what's a nightmare for some might be joy for others.
This is true.
What if you're turned on by nightmares? Like, it's like your wet dream.
Literally.
Get out, leave, bye. Thank you.
You're done.
Thanks for coming, Nico.
I was on for like 2 seconds. Bye.
Yep.
No, it's just on.
Never mind.
His team sought to investigate how often people have nightmares in which they commit violent acts against others, as well as in examining situational motives of these acts within the dreams and assess whether individuals with certain personality factors are more likely to experience these so-called offender nightmares.
Offender nightmares.
I'm offended in my dreams.
Or an offender
I
nightmare.
really want someone to wake up and just be like, I'm offended.
Who's defining the nightmare portion of this?
What I want is I want some
We are
person
killing people too, but
to
I
go
don't
to-
call them nightmares.
I just want
Well, I
some
guess
person
if
to go
you're-
to their doctor and just be like, I had another offender.
I guess if you're terrified of the fact you're killing people in your dreams, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Their two-part investigation asked two groups of people, 39 and 60 individuals who regularly experience nightmares. It's a very small subset of people, so I can't take this actually really that seriously.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Okay, I will. I grant it.
You gotta
Yes,
start
yes. Okay, I'll grant them that. Who regularly experience nightmares, not just unpleasant dreams, as those are more frequent than fun dreams in nearly everyone. To keep journals detailing dream content for 28 nights. The first group was assessed for aggression using a well-known psychological questionnaire, whereas the second was assessed for aggression, neuroticism, neuroticism, sorry, and creativity. The results suggested that our dream selves can be surprisingly vicious. Between 18 and 28% of all dreams reported in the first group, diaries involved aggression against other people. Most of the aggressive acts in these dreams were intentional, and killing a person was the most prominent offended act they wrote about. Before you write off all humans, or just Dusseldorf residents, as repressed psychopaths, however, take note that most of the dream scenarios were motivated by self-defense. Analysis of the personality surveys revealed that people with regularly offender nightmares were more likely to have a history of real-world violence, show traits of neuroticism and aggression than those who didn't experience offender nightmares or persons with nightmares in general. While this association is rather intuitive, Maes and his colleagues were fascinated when they discovered that the offender nightmares also... fucking offender nightmares.
Yeah.
Why can't they just call them nightmares? It's like just
Well, 'cause
flat out.
We're specifying that you're an
Dream
offender.
offenders
You're an
are also
offender.
more common in people who have more creative achievements. Though they conceded
Damn it, I'm having those racist dreams again.
Need a dream oppressor.
Offender nightmare just adds this aspect of thought crime to it.
Thought crime.
Thought crime? It's like,
Hey, big brother, how are you?
I was misidentified in my dream.
It wasn't me. It was the dog face man. But that is you. No. I refuse.
So person's like, you realize it's your brain doing that to yourself.
It's not my brain anymore. He's taking control of it now.
Repeat offender nightmares.
Repeat offender.
Repeat offender.
That's a good show title. Repeat offender nightmares.
Yeah, that was somebody suggesting it as a show title. That's a good one.
Though they conceded that more research is needed to confirm these links between personality and violent dreams, the findings make sense in the framework established by past studies. During dreams, the mind ruminates on issues and emotions that we try to suppress and consequently dwell on more than often than not. Throughout the day, Thus, individuals who are more tightly wound due to the underlying neuroticism, past trauma, or struggles with criticism and rejection from the creative career field may simply have more inner demons that they battle in their sleep. Quite literally.
Yeah, it's called,
Back off, demons.
Killing those critics that,
I
that
need-
one person didn't like my story. I'm gonna stab them.
I need to battle demons. Battle demons. Battle demons.
I gave myself gave myself a 1-star review on Amazon in my sleep.
See, you need to cue the deep.
Okay, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I was trying to give you cues without saying a cue.
The Dream Team. Creative career field may simply have more inner demons that they battle in their sleep. Literally. Nightmare dreamers who are also more creative may also be more creative in reacting to the aggressor activities. Maids told IFL Science.
Instead of running away, they fight back, and probably they are offended because they want to save or protect their another dream character.
So something horrible that I'm thinking about is that like you could just like wake somebody up in the middle of the night and then just like say a bunch of offensive shit to them, and they would wake up in the morning and they'd be like, it's another one of those repeat offender nightmares. So you just be an asshole to somebody and they just think it's a nightmare.
I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
Maybe you like put on like a fake demon costume, like what's it, Pazuzu or something? You know the one fursuiter Pazuzu who looks like a freaking demon?
You mean he looks like Pazuzu?
Yes. Hence demon, explaining,
Yeah.
demon Pazuzu, yeah.
One of the great princes of hell that you should probably be respecting.
He's also got a great voice. That was the end of the article, though.
Okay.
Oh, don't lick my wounds,
Anyone have
dog.
any stupid dreams lately?
Just trying to make it feel better.
Yeah. All right, what do you guys want to do? We've been going for quite a while.
4 hours and 20
Well, you should have had, we have the Australian news article, which is woman comes home to pole dancing koala.
Okay, where's Toll Wolf? We need to get him to read this.
He might be in the lounge right now.
I'm getting him.
he can
I'm going
hear
to get
us
him.
then.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go get him.
And this woman tries to rescue baby raccoon and ends up causing almost a major outbreak.
Here he is.
Babies?
He's coming.
How did you know? You spoiled it.
Fucking raccoons. What else do they spread?
All right, I'll pull it up on this screen right here for you.
And I have a mascot article that I have to read too.
Was it in like the Appalachian Mountains area?
All right, so
I like how you've dragged him in and don't tell him anything, and then you read this article.
All I told him was, you need to read an article.
Okay. Right. Woman comes home to find pole dancing koala. Work it. This koala.
Does this happen often in Australia? Do kangaroos have boxing matches and koalas pole dance?
Boxing matches. This is the first pole dancing koala I've heard of. This koala has serious skills. Last year, Nikki Erickson shared a few photos on Facebook of a grey and fuzzy intruder that had walked in through an open door and managed to climb up a pole inside her home in southeast Queensland, Australia. She also posted a video of the koala trying to climb the pole, but the settings on the post made it visible only to her Facebook friends. She told the Huffington Post in a Facebook message. More recently, pole performer Michelle Shimmy asked Erickson to make the video public so that she could share it on Facebook. Shimmy called it one of the most incredible, beautiful pole performances she had ever seen, and when she shared it.
Right.
The throwback video has now gone viral, prompting multiple news outlets to write about pole dancing koala this week.
But they had to get the chlamydia somehow.
Yeah.
It
Wait.
kind of begs the question: is that your pole?
Well, it's supposedly she's a pole dancer, so.
How was John Oliver involved?
Yeah. But talented as the little one might be, Erickson realized the koala did not belong in her home and told Huffington Post she contacted Queensland's Daisy Hill Conservation Park rescuers, who came out to retrieve the animal and release it back into the wild. Determined the koala was a female, and Erickson nicknamed her Larissa. They made sure she was okay and in good condition and then released her, Erickson said. They sent me an email the following day to let me know. But while this story has a happy ending, the increasing number of koalas that have been showing up inside Australian homes points to a conservation problem?
Yeah.
When younger koalas set off to establish their own territory, human development is getting in the way. Finding them in homes is becoming more and more common because there isn't the connectivity of habitat there once was. Simon, I can't even say that last name, so whatever. Orino?
I think it's Simone.
Probably. Of the Hunter Koala Preservation Society told Armadale Express in June she was commenting on an incident in which 2 women returned home to find a koala lounging on their couch.
Wait,
chilling.
it's called the Hunter Koala Program?
Yeah.
Seems a little counterintuitive.
Right on my
It is what it is, though.
What's funny is there's
koala just
another koala-related article.
Really?
Well, just chilling.
Is
on the
there?
couch.
Yeah.
Pull it up, I'll read it.
It's on top of the form. I just put it in there.
Oh, in the doc. I don't
Yeah.
have that pulled up.
I love
I don't
Fursuit
have this.
Scritches.
So much technology.
Well, because this is supposed to be a music computer. You know what I could do is.
What does he have it?
Can you
Where,
pull
where
it
is
up on
it? Is
here?
it right here?
Can you copy paste the link?
I know what I can do. Can you read off the TV possibly?
Can you put it on this one?
Yeah, it would be on that one too.
Here.
It would just be really small.
No, if you read it here.
All right, let me rejig this.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Onto the mic. We'll try reading it on the TV there.
Ooh, what's
Since
the
you don't have a
title?
laptop.
Well, we just read an article off that laptop. Why can't?
Oh, because I don't know the headline, and I don't want it. You didn't give me the headline. You just gave me a link.
I need
so.
the headline.
Oh, okay. Wrong monitor. There we go.
Ancient prone koala
Accident.
Ancient. This ancient prone to koala.
I'm just a dog. I don't know how to read.
Do you want more drink?
I don't want more alcohol. Accident-prone koala rescued for 3rd time after getting stuck in fence. A large male adult koala was totally calm when a rescue organization found and unhooked him.
I've never seen an upset koala though. They're always just like.
Yeah, they really don't
I
care.
mean, they're high as balls on eucalyptus
Yeah.
all the time, so...
By the way, there's the picture.
So the fact is that he could just duck down and get his own head out, but
Fucking attention whores.
Yeah.
All you Australians are.
I know, right?
He looks comfy though.
Yeah.
Like I said,
So continuing,
just like, you know,
a South Australian koala had to be saved.
Right here.
Oh, we've all had bad days here and there, but this poor koala seems to have more than a few. A South Australian koala had to be saved by fauna rescue of South Australia volunteers for the 3rd time when he was found stuck in a fence in South Australia's Power Network's Happy Valley
Substation.
I can't see the word over the mic.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
A large male adult koala. Yes, that's actually what he's been referred to as, not to be confused with large adult sons, was rescued from the fence on Tuesday shortly after 8:30 a.m. Fauna rescue volunteers Sally Wood told Adelaide Now that it looked like he's crawled under the fence to go somewhere, as they do, and then sat up as he was under the fence and got his head caught. But he didn't have the brains to pop back down and get out. See?
So it was a fence for an electric substation?
Yeah.
And he just kept crawling through the fence over and over again?
Sorry, just on an unrelated note, how's New Zealand versus Australia going again?
Oh. Let us know, chat.
Yeah, can we get a quick update in the chat?
Yeah, a chat room.
Everyone, please vote.
Yeah,
Okay, Sally. Or maybe he just wanted to see his volunteer friends again, especially when you consider the Selwood also told the publication that the koala was quite calm and that he's known to them. Many of the social media has emphasized with the koala's plight.
Empathized.
Oh my god, I'm a dog. I don't know how to read.
It's okay, buddy.
Why? He looks very, very chilled though. He's just like, yeah.
There's another picture.
I like how he's probably more pissed. Like he's like, dude, stop taking pictures.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking get me out now.
No, he's probably high as
Take me out. Yeah, no.
So you're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
Yes. He's probably more hungry than anything else right now.
That too.
Well, they have to eat.
That's like the last line
every
right there.
2 hours.
While most koalas don't resemble cats.
Yeah. So koalas have to eat every 2 hours.
Constantly.
Yeah. Otherwise, they die.
Sucks to be them.
Well, it looks like New Zealand is sweeping the vote in the chat.
Because he has all his friends here.
Then where are your friends?
Huh?
Where are your
Sleeping.
Who does that?
They're just high on eucalyptus. It's all good.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it the middle of the day over there right now?
What time is it? It's 12 p.m. now. It's like 6 a.m. now.
It's 3:36 in New Zealand at the moment.
So they should
We're
be sleeping
3 hours
too.
behind you.
Yeah. So it'll be like midday there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through the afternoon.
Yeah, people are working or doing actual
going
things.
It's a Sunday.
All right, you guys ready to call it a night?
Well, I have
Yes.
this one that's an actual mascot or news article that I had to read.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think he was at Anthrocon too.
What kind of music? Just like probably the same music. Well, no, we can.
Morning stroll.
Yeah, the morning stroll is it's this one. That sounds like that. That's that one. Yeah.
It makes me think of Sims.
Yeah. Let's do that track. Go ahead, Pharaoh.
How's our recording going?
What do you mean?
New Zealand, 29. Australia, 7.
Thank
Although
you.
It says here that most of the Aussies are voting for New Zealand. So
Damn it.
You guys are a disgrace to your country.
But it's
Don't
your country
side with the
a
New
disgrace to your
Zealanders.
country.
Outback Steakhouse.
Wait.
No rules.
Oh
just
my
right.
god. No. I don't care how many times you say it. We're never going
Come
there.
where the Barbie is.
We're never going to Outback Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
While
So
I'm
I've
here.
been let's okay. So I'm gonna be honest. Outback Steakhouse is my favorite restaurant, and I've literally so in a TV show called Mr. Robot. There's a company called E Corp, but the main character psychologically just replaces it with Evil Corp instead of E Corp, to the point where everywhere in the show it's referred to as Evil Corp, like even on signs and everything, because it's like he has psychologically switched in his mind. That's me with Outback Steakhouse, and I just call it Fake Australia. So to the point where I'll be like, oh hey guys, we're gonna go to Fake Australia tonight, and I'll like message my friends that, and they all know what I'm talking about. And then we go there, and like my mother would be like, oh, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm at Fake Australia. And she's like, oh, cool. Did you get a steak? I'm like, yeah.
Come where the Barbie is. Outback
Thanks for
Steakhouse.
calling Outback Steakhouse.
No rules, just
fair,
right.
I think it's my favorite restaurant too, but in the same way that like my favorite TV show is Mystery Science Theater 3000, it's just like you're like
Yeah.
it's so bad, it's good. I love it.
But it's not good. Like,
What's great is Outback apparently opened locations in Australia.
Yes!
Which is hysterical.
Yes!
That is hysterical.
That's why I don't want to go while I'm over here. Like, you guys are like, let's do it. I'm like, no, I've had it. We have them in Australia.
I like the last time that we went when we went with TC and they're all like, "Oh, where are you from?"
This is the best thing, yeah. So like they asked me like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from New Zealand. She's like, where's that?
You had no clue.
So the person who works for Fake Australia doesn't know where New Zealand is. But yeah, no, but either way.
Geography's low on the American education system.
Well, it's one of those things where it's funny because it's just a theme, but none of the people there really know anything. So, like, you'll call the phone tree, and it'll be like, thanks for calling Outback Steakhouse. And it'll be like, no, we're
is it a
located in
really
Blasdale.
bad
Yeah, it's
Australian?
like really bad Australian accent. And then it'll be like, press 1 for cola head seating. And then you press 1, and it's just some person going, hi, thanks for calling Outback Steakhouse.
We read an article about the Outback Steakhouse at one episode too, which was a meme showing Outback Steakhouses form the shape of pentagrams.
Oh yeah,
because they're all 5 miles from each other or something.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the franchise rules means that when you look at them on a map, they always look like a fucking religious symbol.
Right here, there's.
Yeah.
These are where the Outback Steakhouses are in the Manhattan, Bronx. I'll throw it in chat.
I think it's because legally they have to be a certain amount of Ks away from each other.
It's kind of like Buffalo Wild Wings in Buffalo. It failed miserably.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they were like 2 of them went out of.
I have yet to have like good buffalo wings while I'm here.
You have to go to like a local place.
What is that? I'm surprised they haven't dragged you to somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I had really good ribs.
What the hell, locals?
But I am leaving your country tomorrow.
Oh, you're leaving tomorrow?
Gosh darn.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, I leave literally at like 2 p.m.
Oh, that sucks. We'll miss you. We'll
Yeah,
miss
I'll be back.
you. Aw.
So basically, you need to go get some buffalo wings before you leave.
What is Outback Steakhouse planning?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, this is great. There's tons of these. Like, for whatever reason. Anyway, so you have an article, Pharaoh.
Go to the next one.
Send nudes!
Send nudes! Okay, it's definitely Australian now.
I love.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's so many.
So ridiculous.
You can just draw these with like literally any 5 points.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking blooming onion, mate.
Plot twist.
It's
Wait,
a
that's from
blooming
their actual
onion.
Twitter.
Really?
Wait,
Oh, that's the official.
They got in on it. I'm like, yep, totally here for it.
Holy shit! That's amazing.
What they should have done
Outback,
was like
so
made
for
it so each of the tips of the bloomin' onion was one of those like reference points, like just Photoshop them.
Oh
around it.
god, that's so good.
Have you had the bloomin' onion?
Oh, fucking love bloomin' onions.
It's so good, like 2 bites.
Isn't it an authentic Australian dish?
Yeah, totally.
Wait,
Really?
Scroll down a little bit.
No.
There, those ones. That's what I was waiting for. That's all I wanted.
Boy! No. I do not like Outback Steakhouse.
How do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it?
Because I fucking tried it in Australia.
How do you know it's not different?
Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
You know,
you can't-
restaurants
you can't-
always better in the States.
Yeah.
that's true.
Does that make
I'm sorry.
Steakhouse authentic or not authentic? If it's like you're trying authentic, Outback
Wait,
Steakhouse
can we
in
take you
Australia.
to Outback Steakhouse and have you judge their bloomin' onion and be like, no, literally, I'm from Australia.
When I'm here in September, we will go.
Okay.
Is that a promise?
I promise.
Yep.
When I'm
I will
here,
hold
I
you
just want you to
accountable
tell the
that.
staff that you're like, I'm actually from Australia and I'm gonna judge your bloomin' onion.
I will. I'll be like, I'm
Be like,
sorry.
Australia,
What if you
where's
just
that?
what if you just like what if you just get up and like just start serving tables? You're like, yeah, excuse me, I'm Australian. Let me handle this.
I'll show you how real service is done. Here you go.
And then people try to tip you, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck's tipping?
What the fuck's tipping?
family down to Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Shrimp on the bottom.
All right, go ahead.
Welcome to
Pharaoh.
Outback Steakhouse. How may I help you?
All right. Philly Fanatic.
Goat.
It's the mascotter.
Okay.
What?
Shoots baseball fan in the eye with a flying hot dog.
Fucking sucks.
What?
That is great aim. I'd be pissed though if I got shot in the eye with a hot dog.
I'm curious of how. Like, did he load it into like the
There's a
t-shirt
picture.
gun or something?
There's a picture, and she has a black eye.
Did somebody
from a wiener?
Oh yeah.
I really hope it was just like packed into the t-shirt cannon with like a t-shirt as a
That's what I was
symbol.
thinking.
Yeah.
I wonder if she was more upset that she didn't get the hot dog, or was she more upset with the black eye? Because the hot dog probably just like.
Let's see the picture of her again. We can probably figure this out.
Yeah. Do we have? Where is this article in here?
Oh, there it is.
Pharaoh, is this article in here?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Stupid news.
Oh, it's under stupid.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
There, second one.
There it is. Let's see.
I mean, it's not exactly in like.
Yeah, she looks like she was worried about the hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it
She
is
looks
America.
Like she probably
so.
wouldn't have ordered one.
I ordered the nachos. Oh God, if they had tried to throw that out instead. Please.
I only want nachos shot in my face, not hot dogs.
This hot dog doesn't have ketchup in
Excuse me, I ordered the Italian sausage, not the bratwurst.
Isn't that smaller?
It's thicker, baby.
Oh, so reverse chode, like.
Sawn off hot gun. Black eye wieners.
The black-eyed wieners.
Steakback Outhouse. That's great.
Oh my god. What was that one again? The black-eyed wieners.
Black-eyed wieners. Yeah.
That's gonna be my DJ name.
Black-eyed wieners.
I feel like you'd probably get like hit pretty hard from the black-eyed please. They'd be like, nah, mate.
The black-eyed wieners. She might have gotten a bruise into the ballpark, but Philadelphia Phillies fan Kathy McVeigh is McVeigh. It's a hard name to go with.
Timothy, no.
Timothy, no.
Timothy, no.
Timothy, no. What's that, lassie? Timothy stuck down a well?
McVeigh has a black eye after being hit Monday night when her team's mascot, the Philly Fanatic, shot a Frankenfurter out of a hot dog-shaped cannon into the stands above home plate.
Holy
Wait,
crap.
so it was intended for this?
It's a hot dog
Yeah,
cannon.
it's a hot dog cannon.
like, I feel like
Video of what
they
the hot
didn't.
dog
This
cannon
is so.
supposed to look like?
Can you search a hot dog cannon
Yeah,
on...
I'm gonna look this
on-
up right now.
Philadelphia hot
Can
dog
we-
cannon.
Let's buy a hot dog cannon. Let's kickstart this shit.
You know what's gonna
Sadly,
happen?
McVeigh attempted to catch the flying wiener, didn't work, as she has an error she blames on her shoulder injury that required surgery.
So she
I couldn't catch the dick because my arm.
Check it out. Here's an example of like.
And then the Fanatic.
Oh, Jesus.
Now watch this. The pig, who's the mascot.
It looks like that one character from Mario. But apparently that's what a hot
Those
dog
aren't
cannon looks
slow
like.
hot dogs. That's actually firing pretty bloody fast.
Well, she did get a black eye from it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the.
Why are they firing hot dogs at a pig?
Insult to injury.
That's like
I like how
firing
like the
pretty
girl's
hard.
like laying underneath him and just loading it.
Firing a
What
hot
if
dog
that's
at
your job, and your job is the reloader for the hot dogs?
She's like
I'm a
she's
wiener
like,
reloader.
She's like between his legs loading hot dogs.
I'm just
I
imagining
don't
that.
know, man. If I saw that on a resume.
Hey, listen, I'm really good at loading wieners.
I'm just imagining that poor pig. It's like imagine if you were just walking around and you got hit by like really fast human flesh. You know. It's like,
That pig's getting hit with its own shit.
Yeah, exactly.
mate.
You're
Like- it's made with pig intestine, so.
that's horrifying
This is
and
what you're
injury.
doomed
You're like,
to. You will be
Hey, look,
fired
there
out
it
of
is.
this cannon at one of your friends.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a.
Is there
The
footage of
first
it?
link. The first link had it.
The first link had it.
We're going to begin with a strange story involving the Fanatic, a hot dog, and a head injury. On Monday,
The
the
hot
Green
dog.
mascot shot a free meal high into the stands with his iconic cannon, hitting a Montgomery County woman
iconic.
square in the face. And here's a sentence I never thought I'd say, but if you thought a bun and a sausage couldn't really hurt anyone, frankly, think again.
Shit.
Action News' Sarah Bloomquist live in Plymouth meeting this afternoon to explain just what caused all this damage. Serious injuries here, Sarah.
Okay. Predict what she
accent.
looks like. We haven't seen the.
Yeah,
I'll get
Brian,
there.
I mean, trust me, this is not what Kathy McVeigh wanted to be known
Okay,
for.
so here, I can just skip right to where they showed her.
Oh!
That's
Damn!
Wow!
That's it right there.
Fans.
Like, clearly that's done one of these ones.
I never thought a hot dog could hurt.
Kathy McVeigh
two
did
marks
get
on her nose
hurt,
were clearly
and by a
folded
hot
over.
dog.
It just came out of nowhere. It was like, And hard, yeah.
On Monday night, McVay was seated behind home plate when the Philly Fanatics started firing hot dogs, real hot dogs, into the stands. A longtime tradition, just like in this YouTube video.
Bad idea.
This is like, why would they do this?
It seems like it would waste a lot of hot dogs.
They've been doing this for years, and this is the first
Video
injury.
Posted by Major League Baseball. Keep in mind the Fanatics hot dogs are wrapped in duct tape, and one landed.
That's why.
Oh.
Jesus. That's making a shell out of a hot dog.
That's ridiculous.
That is like a dildo cannon then. It's not even a hot dog cannon.
I don't know. Toll, have you seen baseball at all? Like, have you ever watched a baseball game?
I played baseball for many years.
Oh, you did actually. See, I've never seen it before.
What's
I literally
baseball
have no
called
idea
in
what's going
Australia?
on.
So here's the deal.
Cricket? Oh, cricket.
Wow, you managed to get us both at the same time. Asshole. He's just hiding underneath the desk now.
I'm sorry.
So-
as someone that grew up with like British comedies and British references, that hurts me.
So here's the deal with baseball.
Yep.
Baseball,
Is
there's times where stuff is happening, but there's a lot of boring parts.
Like all of it?
Yeah, most of it. So there's
Anytime when there's players on the
Do not tell me baseball is boring. Have you seen tennis?
No.
Okay, Freeze came in. What's up?
Hey, Paradox, remember that time we put a hot dog in an air cannon?
Oh my God, yes! We did that.
Oh yeah.
This is a good point.
Yeah, find the video.
Yeah, pull up
Pull the video up.
Didn't it explode everywhere and
Oh my
meat
God,
just...
So
it was disgusting.
Human beings are not meant to breathe hot dogs.
Yeah, we were breathing hot dogs. So that's from New Year's where we went to your place.
Yep. Yeah.
And we rented a Phantom camera and we were blowing shit up in slow
You'll
motion.
get to see me shoot a crossbow.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Let me just enable that so that we can play this across the whole thing.
This is what slow motion on your iPhone looks like. For New Year's, we rented a camera where slow motion looks like this.
So that's how the video starts, and it's just us blowing up random shit. But let's see, where's the hot dog? It's way over here, I think.
So we're gonna be showing you who.
There's Fizz. There's Freeze. Oh, I think it was after this. No.
Great shot.
That was amazing.
There, found it.
Seriously.
So this was it happening in real time. So here we go.
Is that hot dog?
That is what happened to it. So I'll just go back in the video a little bit.
Wow.
Liquefies. Look at that.
To be fair, you are shooting it into a cast iron
Okay,
plate.
we also tried to fire a hot dog straight up in the air one time, and we vaporized it inside of the air cannon. It had the same effects.
We then what happened after that? I think we shot crayons at a fur coloring book.
Fur. It worked though.
What did we got those crayons from a Red Robin because we told the waitress what we were doing.
I have to say that was one of the most fun New Year's that I've ever had. That was fun, just blowing up
It
shit.
definitely looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have to try and make it New Year's next time.
Do we want to rent a camera again?
Yeah.
Rent another
I'd be
high-speed
down for
camera.
This is where
There's
I put
Nightclaw.
hair off my arm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You burned all the fur off
You can
yourself.
see it in the next shot.
Oh yeah, right there. Where you burned all the hair off your arm?
Yeah.
Right there, yeah. That was it.
What are you lighting on fire there?
Just a balloon full of propane.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Yeah.
I think
What?
this is the fastest shot in the video. It's like 130,000 frames a second.
Oh, all the Skittles that were
There's-
everywhere.
I found like a Skittle yesterday.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Oh, really? You found a
Skittles
Skittle in your shop?
yeah.
Yeah, there's Metric and. Oh,
like
wow.
the exit
That's right.
sign.
I forgot about the about you guys being completely out of sync there with that. Anyway, I feel bad. We're
That
showing.
was a lot of fudging in post to make it line up like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we liquefied hot dog.
So you were breathing in just...
It was literally hot dog vapor. It was disgusting.
Alright,
The
so
only thing that was
what
worse was when we shot the egg.
Yeah, I was gonna say I nearly threw up from the smell of like black powder burnt egg.
Yeah.
And then we shot Tide Pods, so we got the mix of like burnt Tide Pod and burnt egg.
Right.
And it was absolutely disgusting.
That smell lingered in the shop for months after that.
I don't know how you would thought of shooting an egg, because like that's gonna just
Later on, we show that in the video.
Yeah. But that was Nightclaw you shooting shaving cream, which was amazing.
It's a beautiful shot, and
Wow.
watching you get covered in shaving cream is amazing.
That's a squib and a lemon cake.
Yep. You got you can watch Nightclaw get covered in the shaving cream right here.
This is
So here you are. Oh, there it is. And there's you getting covered in shaving cream.
Oh.
He's just like
as soon as it happened, like I pulled the trigger and I was like, this was a bad idea.
I didn't include it in that
that
order. It was
order,
a great shot of
Instant
Nightclaw
regret.
looking over, just covered in shaving cream. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was I
I
thinking?
love it how it was in that order as well. It's like you
There's
shoot
the
it
Tide
and then
Pod.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a bad
The
idea.
Tide Pod is shot with a Skittle fired out of a black powder revolver. It actually went supersonic.
Oh yeah, we made Skittles go supersonic. That's right. Yeah.
Supersonic rainbow.
It's super fun. If anybody just YouTube searches Phantom New Year's, you'll find it. It's
So,
on.
did I ever tell you the story about how there's two versions of this video?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't told on air, but I have a.
Lean down towards Fire's mic.
There is a furry version, and then there's a professional version, so that when people ask what I did for New Year's, I can link them to the video. I originally posted one on my normal channel and one on my furry channel, and I put the same tags, and they were recommended videos for each other. So I kept the correct tags for the furry video, but for the normal video, you have to search like random words I came up with at the time, like purple hot dog Hillary Clinton, and it would come up with that video. And so I like had to think of all the things that would not possibly come up with the original. So yeah, there's two versions of that.
There you go.
I can only hope that it turns up when people search for Hillary Clinton conspiracies now.
I think that's one of the keywords. Hillary Clinton's definitely in there.
Yeah. All right.
So, two things.
Yeah.
One, we never sang the email theme we were supposed to.
Oh, that's right.
You guys do need to do that. Like you promised.
We'll do it proper though.
Nobody knew the hot dog was in there. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no one knew the hot dog was in there, so we had done 3 shots of Skittles before. And,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we'd done like 2 or 3 shots of Skittles, and I was like tweaking the camera and adjusting things, and Fizz just throws the hot dog in last second, and
they snuck it in according.
They snuck it in, and I looked at the footage. And was like, what the fuck is this? I was just so confused. Like, where did this hot dog come
Well,
from?
and we had put all these like tarps up to like protect the cameras and everything, and like it was just covered in liquefied hot dog. It was the most disgusting
the
thing.
lights were too.
Yeah, so we were using my stands because I didn't want to get like their stands really dirty. I'm still finding bits of like molten Skittles on my light stands.
The problem too is the hot dog got on the lights and then it cooked the hot dog.
Yeah.
Hot dog smell after
Cooked hot dog, and it just. Yeah, no, it was a mess. So we definitely like if we do that like high speed camera thing again, we need to like build like a self-containing rig or something.
Yeah, I should show up like early and build a little box to contain things. That's about to tip over.
Yep.
Let's not make it 3 spilled drinks.
All right, guys, we got to call it a night. We've been going for quite a while here. We only got 5 minutes left in the SSD.
It's episode 301.
It's 300, but we've only got 5 minutes left in the recording.
Then I'll read this last article because it's gonna actually be fun.
Okay, go fast, go fast.
New shuttle service offers free rides, but only if you don't stop singing.
I could do it.
I don't doubt
Easily.
that.
There's a video for this too, by the way.
Oh no, I don't have time. We don't have time.
We have 5 minutes.
We have
4 minutes.
Less than it. 5 minutes, 21 seconds.
50 seconds.
Video is 50 seconds. it's in the links.
Fuck.
Go! Your time now.
Go!
Where is it?
Read the article.
You've heard of singing for your supper, but now there's people singing for their cab rides. They better, because the taxi stops the moment they stop vocalizing.
Yes.
The sing-along shuffle is what it's called. Will be unveiled this weekend during the Rusick Rock Music Festival in Turku, Finland, according to Mashable. As part of the promotion by Fortum, a clean energy company based in Northern Europe, attendees will be able to trapeze around the festival grounds in an electrically powered BMW i3 for free.
Yes.
The catch is you have to sing for the driver and keep singing or the ride is over.
I mean, there's really only one song to sing.
Okay, can I just say, being a driver for that service would be fucking annoying.
I would love
That would be the
I would love it.
I would.
Y'all stop singing. Screech you stop. Get the fuck out.
I would much rather them be singing than like texting and just being really socially awkward. It would be like, yay, fun, party, singing. Okay.
The point of the promotion is so that electric cars are so quiet you don't even have to worry about the engine being louder.
There's someone like in a bear suit.
Okay, we don't have time. Keep reading.
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
To worry about the engine being louder than you're singing. Luckily, the car has a tablet that offers song choices and lyrics, so you don't have to forget the chorus of Don't Stop Believing during your shuttle. Although not everyone feels comfortable bleeding out the Beyonce in public, Nerdist points out that the sing-along shuffle is a way better than trying to make awkward conversation with your rideshare drivers.
True.
Here's a teaser clip of the shuttle in action, and that's it.
That I would sing, and that would be la 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 la
la la la la.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna do the round like.
So guys, we gotta end this show, but it has been fucking amazing. We could not do this without so much of you and all of our Patreon supporters and everybody.
We don't have to end.
That's a
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't
get the fuck out of here.
We don't say that.
You don't say shit.
Don't forget to click that bell.
Click the bell button to be part of our notification squad.
Don't forget, if you're subscribed, make sure to click subscribe again so you can make sure you're subscribed.
Buy my merch. Buy my merch.
Guys, subs if you liked it, thumbs if you didn't. Wait, no.
All right, well, we'll call it a night here, and then if everybody's watching live, stay tuned for the post show because we'll have a post show. We'll take callers, I assume.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, anyway, thanks for tuning in.
We know you have to tell everyone's names.
Oh, everybody's names.
Oh, hey. All right, how much time do we have left?
Come back in. Paradox.
Nightclaw.
Avwolf.
Pharaoh.
Freeze frame.
Nico.
Ikasuri
TC Fox Tour.
Toll Wolf. CJ.
is somewhere.
And some people outside.
CJ's asleep on the couch downstairs.
He's passed out on the couch.
Couch cam. Oh, wait, no. Quick, couch cam. It's not on right.
Someone needs to grab a camera and run downstairs.
Wake him up.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.
And don't forget Nah was here as well.
And
All right, bye.
Bye.
301.